and Gospel Radio Nation.
All right. Launch party next Friday. Move this way. Move it over this way. All right, everybody. So today is the launch party. All right. Everybody. So we want to say a special thanks to Mr. Chris and his wife Alicia. Thank you guys.
God bless. Share the video right now. Share the video.
Yes, please do it right in on Facebook as we're talking, because we have a lot of stuff going on today. All right. So to get started, let's welcome our special guests, Nia and Evie. Say hello.
Hello.
So they have a lot to talk to you guys about, as you know, if you've been following. Our topic today is purity and obedience in the Word of God. This is a very particular topic. You know, that is my ministry. Abstinence inspires millions. So today we are on Sin Less with A.I.M at gospelradionation.com. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with Nia. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Nia. I am 27. I'm a teacher by living, and I teach 4th grade math and science. I'm also an author, a speaker, an entrepreneur, and I have an organization for girls called A.I.M Purpose, and we have purpose and purity events, and we teach them about self-esteem, self-worth, what it means to walk in your purpose, and then what it means to be pure in mind, body, and spirit.
Love it. But you forgot the most important part about yourself.
That is.
How old are you?
27.
And you are a what?
Virgin.
Yes. Yes. So I'm not the only one, people. What have we been talking about? Okay. You know, yes, right? You know, that's very important. So we have so many listeners right now. We're speaking to a lot of parents. We're speaking to single parents mostly. You know, that is a part of my mission, because my mother, she's here, she's in the background. She raised me as a single mother, and my brother, who's also in the lobby. But my brother is 22, I'm 31, I'm a virgin, my brother's a virgin, and Nia's a virgin. So we're going to talk about it. So tell me how long, like, has this been a struggle for you? Tell me a little bit more about it. Like, how do you feel?
I mean, I grew up in church. My relationship with God really took off like late teenage years, but it's something my mother taught me very early on as well. And then I just had that conviction from my own relationship with God that that's something that I wanted to do. And so it kept me until I really created my relationship with God. And then I wanted to do it for Him, because I want to please Him in everything that I do. So it hasn't been a super hard struggle, just because I do it out of my relationship with God, and not because it's like, well, I have to do this, or I feel obligated because I need to do that. I want to do it because I love Him so much.
Amen. That's right. I love that. Awesome. And I want you to explain to our youth that are listening and our parents, you know, were you raised by a single mother? Do you have both parents?
I wasn't. When I was growing up, my parents were married.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about that background. Like, did that play a part in your decision to wait until marriage?
I think more so relationship with God, more so than parents. My mom definitely did a very good job of talking to me about what it meant, and that was something that was, you know, a God standard, that was the standard of righteousness. Yes. And so she did an excellent job instilling that in me until I was able to make that decision for myself.
I love it. I love it. That's exactly what this woman did over here for me. I love that.
Thank God for good parents.
Yes. So we're going to come back to you. Okay. We're going to go ahead and do Miss Evie. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Minister Evie Smith. I have my own ministry called Keep Moving Ministry. Yes. It's a ministry for women who are looking for a second chance in life, women who are, you know, trying to raise their kids the right way, women who have been broken and need restoration through God. I do Christian counseling, help with resumes, help abused, battered women, feed the homeless, do it all. Love the youth.
And you know what's so funny is how I met you both. Facebook.
Exactly.
and everybody who follows me on Facebook, and everybody who knows about A.I.M, they know I meet everybody, literally, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook has been such a blessing to everybody.
Amen.
You know, because that's how you have your connections. I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for Facebook. Right. And I believe someone told me about you.
Yes, we had Carissa.
Yes, that's right.
That's right. Friend.
Yeah, see, and that's how it works. partners. That's how we network, and that's how we help become stronger women.
That's
Because we're helping each other raise up for God, and stand up for God. And I think that's important.
Absolutely.
So I love what you guys are doing, and I didn't know you were a minister, so I have to send Minister Evie now.
Yes, I'm Minister Evie, but I'm still Evie. You know, I still stay down to earth. I'm still relatable.
Yes.
You know, I'm not one of those holier than thou
Yes.
because I still make mistakes of my own. I'm not a virgin. I do have 3 kids and 3 grandkids,
That's perfect.
but I have an 18-year-old daughter who is a virgin.
Amen.
So I thank God for that.
And that's why I wanted you on the show today,
Yes.
because are you a single mother?
Well, I'm recently divorced.
Yes.
I was with my husband off and on from the age of 19 until February 6th. So my daughter did grow up in a 2-parent household.
Yes.
I have a 25-year-old son and a 23-year-old son. I had kids as a teenager.
Right.
So talking to my daughter, letting her know how important it was to save herself, save yourself for your husband.
Yeah.
You give your virginity to your husband. You gave him something that you could never give anyone else.
Amen.
You know, we speak about soul ties. I have very open relationships with her and my boys. My boys have their own kids, so they doing their own thing. But with my daughter, I let her know a baby is not the worst thing you can get.
Right.
It's other things out there you can get.
That's right.
You know, you take on these different spirits
Yes.
with the person you lay down. You might lay down with a manic depression.
Yes.
Then you wonder why I'm getting depressed all of a sudden.
Yes. That's right.
You know, you laying down with somebody who got a homosexual spirit that you didn't know about. Now you wonder why you looking at women. So I teach my daughter the in-depth of sex is not all about a good feeling.
Right.
Because I let her know, to tell you the truth, the first time you had sex, it don't feel good.
Come on.
I keep it real.
I saw your face and you're like, oh,
You
I've heard
know,
that before.
because right now these kids are being told sex sells.
Yes, they are.
Their
Social
favorite
media,
artist
everywhere.
is Big Booty and a Smile.
Yes.
They got women saying, I'm gonna be a weekend, I'm just gonna be your weekend lover. It's okay to be a side chick.
Right.
That's not right.
That's not what God said.
God honors marriage.
That's right.
God created a woman for a man.
Preach.
Sex ain't just a pleasure, it's to procreate.
Yes.
It's to become one.
That's right.
And they gotta understand, you sleep with him, you married to him.
Come on.
You sleep with him, you married to him.
That's right.
Baby, what's going on? Now you what is called a polygamist, or what is called where they have the,
That poly.
yeah, you married to all these men, and not one of them did you say I do to.
Not at all. Not at all.
So now you gotta go through all these spiritual divorces.
Yes.
How do I know I've been through?
Yes.
I was married to my husband, but I was married to men before my husband.
Yes.
And I had to go through things, then understand why I'm saying that's not even me. No, it wasn't me, it was who I laid with and what I took on.
Wow.
So I explained all that to my daughter.
I love that because you fast forward to where we're
Uh-oh.
talking about. No, it's good, because I want to make sure you guys had your introduction first before we got really deep.
Okay.
Because with A.I.M, we don't get as deep as we
Okay.
can in here. We can be real in here.
Yeah, that's right.
Because we have our kids and we have ages
Okay.
6 and up from our organization. So they're 6 and 19. So it's like you kind of have to skate around something.
That's right.
So that way they can mature into what we're saying later on.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But here, oh no, everything's out in the open. We can be real. You guys can keep writing in. I see everybody joining us right
Amen.
now. So yes, we have a lot more to talk about.
Amen.
I'm listening.
Oh,
Y'all gotta talk to those mics.
Okay.
oh, there we
Get up
go.
on that mic. I'm listening when you drove by.
Sorry,
I
y'all.
love it. Pull that mic on over. Talking that mic.
All right,
Get
Talking
in
in the mic.
there we go. All right, sorry if y'all couldn't hear us at first. We're gonna
Sorry.
try this again. But no, so let's go ahead and dive right into it.
Okay.
So let me hear from your perspective. Even though you and I have a very similar path, and we haven't gone through everything you have, Minister Evie. Remember that. And I think it's perfect. Like I said, I'm so grateful that you were here with us
Amen.
today because we have 2 different perspectives.
That's right.
You know, I can understand where you came from because I am a counselor too.
Amen.
So that's why I can understand some things. I haven't been where you've been, but I've seen it.
Amen.
And I know family members who have gone through. So I can sympathize there, you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you and I have the same situation as far as our raising. Even though I didn't have both parents in the household, my mother instilled those same values of you need to fear God.
Amen.
That was my thing in the very beginning. It
Yeah.
was fear God, make sure that you do everything unto Him.
Amen.
And I still live by those values. I believe that our children need to really, it needs to be driven into our kids.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about that. How did you raise your daughter? You were explaining a little bit more about that.
Well, I mean, she was there. All she knows is her father.
Right.
So
you said she was 18, right?
she's 18 now. Yeah, she'll be 19 on Halloween actually.
Oh wow.
And she's getting ready to go to Prairie View. So I raised her that what's between your legs is important
Right.
for you to keep it until you find that person that's worthy of it.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't understand. I was raped at 9 years old.
Oh.
I didn't have a chance to give away.
Yes.
It was taken.
Yes.
And I kept that secret to myself for a long time. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell anyone. I kept that secret to myself.
Yeah, I understand.
And I vowed that my daughter was going to have the choice
That's right.
to say, this is who I feel I love. This is who I feel that I want to have sex with. Now, mind you, I've always given her the opportunity. If you feel that you're ready for sex and you just can't avoid it, come talk to me.
Right. Right.
Don't just sneak and do it.
Right.
Because that's how I got a baby at 16 years old. I snuck. And what God said, I'm going to bring it to the light. What you do in the dark, I'm going to bring it to the light. So I thank God it was just a baby I got
Right.
and not age.
Yes.
Wow.
Amen to that.
You see what I'm saying? So I said my baby when I was a little girl, and I would talk to her and I would say, don't sneak.
Yes.
I won't judge you.
That's it.
Right.
I've been there. Let's talk about this thing. You gonna have feelings. I was your age, I had feelings. And I just kept it real with her. I kept the door always open.
Right.
That I can go talk to my mom and she not gonna judge me.
That's right.
I can go talk to my mama and my mama care about me. So she gonna tell me the right thing, because I will always tell them, your friends ain't been here long enough to know enough. You can't talk to everybody because everybody don't love you the way I do. I'm gonna tell you the right thing. What if they tell you something and they mad at you that day?
That's right.
Now you in a situation, that's right. So I always kept a door. Come talk to me. My boys, now they lost their virginity as teenagers.
Yeah.
But they came and told their mama.
Good.
So their mama bought condoms for them.
Right.
She wasn't condoning them having sex,
Right.
but I wasn't gonna let them die.
Yeah.
Because people say, oh, you shouldn't give them condoms. Yes, I should. Me and my children went and took AIDS tests together every year.
Good. See, you what you did was you set those boundaries.
That's
If
right.
you want to go out there and do it anyway against my will, come to me first,
That's
and I'll
right.
make sure you get the proper treatment.
That's right.
That's what some parents. The way I've noticed this, just like in the younger ages of parenting, like single parents, teenagers, even on MTV, single, the mom show,
Mhm.
Teen Mom. There we go.
Mhm.
Thank you. And it's like, okay, well, do what you want.
Yeah.
Laissez-faire parenting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's in our culture, that's not how we do things.
That's right.
That's just not to be, but we're
But
gonna
that's
keep it
right.
real.
Yeah.
That's not what we were raised to do. Like,
right.
you come to your parents and you talk to your parents. There's no sneaking around.
That's right.
And I love that you said that, because there's so many kids out there that are afraid to come to the parents because
Yes.
they're afraid to be judged. Like you said.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think that's something that we need to stop that.
That's right.
Because if not, we are going to lose our kids
That's
to
right.
AIDS, to drugs, to
That's
the
right.
streets, prostitution,
That's
gang
right.
violence, child trafficking.
Come on.
There's so much out there that these children are not realizing, because, of course, they're children.
That's right.
I don't care how old you are.
That's
Your
right.
mentality is going to say, well, I may be 22 and think I'm grown, but I'm making 14 decisions.
Come on now.
14-year-old decisions,
Come on.
So I love that you said that.
Mhm.
So let me hear your take on what Edie's saying.
One thing that's important, I think, is a lot of parents, I think they're afraid to be their child's friend, especially in our culture. It's like, I'm not your friend, right?
Right.
But you can have a relationship with your child without taking it to a level where you lose that boundary, because there is a boundary that has to be maintained. And me and my mom, we're definitely friends now that I'm older, but we always had a relationship. We spent a lot of time together. We talked a lot. And so you have to talk to your children.
Amen.
Yes.
It's not just like rules, you got to do this, you got to do
That's
that.
right.
Develop an action actual relationship, so they'll want to come talk to
Yes.
you. They want to talk to their friends because they have a relationship
right.
with
That's
their
right.
friends, right?
And that's perfect that you said that, because it goes back to what you were saying. You took them to go and get AIDS tested
Oh yeah.
together.
We going together. Let's go get this prick together.
Right. And I think that's a part of having that relationship, having that bond. You know, for some parents, like my mother and I, it's getting pedicures and manicures.
Mhm.
You know, it could be going to Bible study together. It could be whatever, whatever y'all have in the household.
Right.
But that needs to be done.
Amen.
You know, every week, you and your kids need to be doing something.
That's right.
And we're not parents, but at the same time, I feel like I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So to me, I have
parent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Especially that baby brother. Goodness. that one is hilarious, but he's our vice president. He's the one in the lobby.
Okay.
And of Abstinence Inspires Millions. And when I tell you, I've noticed that these young men, going back to, like you said about your sons, a lot of these young men out here are not trying to wait until marriage.
That's right.
And that baffles me, because it's like we have our women growing up.
Yeah.
Like you said, your daughter, so that's 3 of us, right?
Mhm.
And then what about the boys?
Mhm. That's
What
right.
about, is anyone telling them to wait until marriage? Or are they just being called a punk?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, are they,
It's the
you're gay
culture.
because you're not? Yes. And that's not okay.
It's not.
They're breaking down our men to make them think that if you have sex, you're a man. That's not what it takes to be a man. Men are out here still having sex and are not men.
That's right. Boys can have sex.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
once they catch that feeling, they can have sex.
Yes.
But like you said, it take a man to say, I'm gonna keep myself. I'm gonna save myself for my wife. But the thing about it is, foundation is the key.
There we go.
It has to be a foundation.
Right.
And see, I was young when I had my kids, so the way I feel now at 42, I didn't feel at 16 and 18, but I had enough sense to say, you know what, God, I don't know how to raise these children, so they yours.
Yes.
Here go these boys, they yours. I don't know what to do now, but I need you to keep them because I'm a child myself. And God kept my kids. Now they got kids out of wedlock, both of them. But at the same time, I sit there and tell them, keep laying up with these women. I done told you about soul ties.
That's right.
I done told you about this. See, I'm going to tell you, I can't make you do it.
Right.
That's right.
It's they train a child up in the way they should go.
Yes.
I can train you up in the way you should go. And they say when they get older,
Come back. Come on.
they will not depart. But see,
That's
you
right.
got to realize it's an in-between from a child to old.
It is.
So they may depart and go their own way, but God going to pull them back in.
That's right.
And see,
That's
you
right.
got to let your man, see, this is what I told my boys. You a black man.
Yes.
That's 2 strikes, baby.
Come on.
You're black and you're a man.
Yes.
So whatever you want in life, you got to work hard for it.
Yes.
You got to be willing to get overlooked because
Yes.
you're going to get overlooked. But you got to know who you are.
That's right.
You look people in their eyes when you talk to
Come
them
on.
because ain't nobody better than you.
That's
Don't
right.
drop your eyes. God made you
Right.
in his image like he made them in his image.
Yes.
So you got to do this. But guess what? The mistakes you made, mama don't pay for them. You do.
Right. We got to own up to it.
You can't
That's
live
what
with
we
me
do.
once you grown. Because how you going to take care of your wife and your kids if you're living with mama?
Come on.
You won't be a mama's boy.
Come on. Yes. And that's a problem too. In
That's
our
right.
We have too many mamas boys.
Yes.
Like,
I can't live your life.
And then what I've been seeing is now we have all of our women becoming stronger than the males.
Yes, sir.
And I don't understand.
Yes, sir.
Because back in my day, back in the 80s, it was the men are supposed to be head of the house.
That's
Now
right.
the women are head of the house.
That's right.
When did the tables turn? What do y'all think
When they
about
had to, I think.
What do you
I
think?
think women just were the type to just do what we have to do.
Mhm.
And so then we had to do what we had to do until eventually that became the new culture.
Yeah.
Now that's completely out of the box and this is what we do on our own.
Yeah.
But then we cripple our young ladies
Yes.
and we cripple our men when we perperpetuate that kind of culture because
That's exactly
God
right.
did create us to be in unity with one another.
Yes.
And so it's not that I got to try to do what men do or they got to try to do what we do. We should be doing whatever God called us to do
Amen.
separately.
Yes.
Amen.
And I'm going
love
to tell you something else. Well, people, let's take it a little spiritual, a little deeper.
that.
It's called identity crisis.
Yes.
Come on.
Come on.
See, it's an identity crisis. See, a lot of men were stripped and made to say, you're not a man if you don't do this.
That's right.
You're not a man if you don't do that.
Yeah.
But we didn't understand that as a black man,
That's right.
they can go apply for the same job that a white man does, and they gonna get turned down.
Yes.
And now they coming back to the house, and they ain't got no money to feed their family. So instead of staying
Yes.
and being looked at as less than a man,
Wow.
they leave.
That's right.
They leave.
They run away. Wow.
But
And
see-
then they stick us there by ourselves.
But the thing about it is, if we had more praying women
Yes.
who would tell the man, baby, you may not have it right now, but we gonna get this to God,
That's right.
and we gonna let God do his thing.
Yes.
We gotta understand that the enemy didn't tempt Eve because she was the weaker link.
Come on.
He tempted Eve because she was there to push Adam to his purpose. So when he got her out the way, now Adam got out the way. And that's why the identity crisis of women thinking they men or don't need a man. Because I'm going to break it down to you even further. That's a homosexual spirit.
Yes, right. Yes, it is.
A woman who thinks she don't need a man for nobody is operating in the lesbian spirit, whether she slept with a woman or not. Let me tell you how I know that's why I ain't married right now. I was too strong for my good.
I love that.
I was too strong for my good. I didn't let my husband be a man.
Wow.
Because I was a woman who felt like I had to do it. If I didn't take care of it, it wasn't going to be took care of right. I didn't let him be the man he desired to be. See, I was guilty of that.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
How do we help our women get out of that spirit?
For one, you got to know how to submit to God.
Preach.
When you can submit to God, you can submit to your husband. But first, you got to make sure it's the man that God gave you and not the man you desire.
That's right. Come on.
Because see, if that man is being led by God,
That's right.
you going to want to submit to him.
Come on. And that's where purity comes in too.
Come on now.
Because if you're pure, you need to be with somebody who is pure.
That's right.
And that's something that I tell our kids all the time because they're like, well, I'm pure, but my boyfriend is not. I'm like, well, if you're waiting until marriage and you say you're a virgin, right? Yeah, I'm a virgin. Okay. Well, then your boyfriend has slept with this many people. Not to say that that part matters, the fact that he's done it. You are going to have all these soul ties.
That's right.
You know, well, no, I don't believe. Well, it's going to happen. His baggage now is going to be your baggage spiritually.
That's right.
Because his closet isn't clean. He hasn't went before God. And
That's right.
Nothing.
That's
He
right.
hasn't professed any of those
That's
things.
right.
So it's like you want to put that in your life.
That's right.
You know? And it's like nobody's just passing judgment, but at the same time, you got to keep it real. And that's why I love what you're saying because so many people get, I don't want to use the word desperate, but they feel like their time is ticking.
Oh,
They feel
yeah.
like,
They get desperate.
Yes. Well, let's say it.
They get desperate. I got to have a baby by a certain age.
Yes.
If I'm not married by a certain age, I'm not successful.
Come on.
If my sister did it this way, why
Come
not? See,
Yes.
we got to understand that God created us all in his image, but
Yes.
he created us all differently.
Come on. You cannot compare each other.
Your purpose ain't my purpose.
Right.
My walk ain't your walk.
Come on.
So I have to understand that it's certain things I'm going to go through in my walk with God
Right.
that you ain't even going to endure.
Right.
And that's what I realized about with our children.
That's right.
We got to understand, like she 18.
Yeah.
I thank God she made it to 18 as a virgin because guess what she did? She broke the generational curse. My mom had her first child at 17.
Wow.
I had my first child at 16.
Wow.
My son, my God, had his first at 21. He broke the curse first.
Yes, he did.
She 18 as a virgin. That means my 4-year-old granddaughter gonna make it.
That's right.
That means my 2-year-old granddaughter gonna make it. That means my 3-year-old grandson gonna make it.
But
You see
know
what I'm
what's
saying?
more important too about that? You were praying.
Oh
to break
yeah.
those curses.
Oh,
I
yeah.
guarantee you were.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can tell you that. I know you were because our culture nowadays they want to tell our kids not to do things,
Mm-hmm.
but yet we're not praying for them.
That's right.
We need to cover them.
That's
to pray.
right.
They need to be in church
Mhm.
every day, every Sunday, every Tuesday, whatever your Bible study times are, whatever the times of church are. They need to be in church. Like I think it was our pastor mom. What was it last week, Pastor Devon?
Yes.
Who said that we are not supposed to ask our kids to go to church.
Yeah.
We tell them to go to
That's
church.
right.
And I agree with that. I'm
And
sorry.
that's true. And the thing about it is, as a child, my children couldn't tell me they didn't eat certain things.
Come on.
You ate what I cooked.
Hello.
Or you going to bed home. See, my grandmother was the type that if we didn't eat, we fell asleep at the table. Because you gonna eat, you don't know if this is all I scraped up to feed you.
That's right.
So when it come down to spiritual food, as a child,
That's good.
they should not have a choice
That's
to
good.
what they eat. You're not gonna eat reality show all day.
Wow.
Yes.
You're not gonna eat cartoons all day.
That's right.
That's so good.
You finna eat some spiritual food.
Come on.
Because them cartoons ain't gonna keep you when them little kids at school rolling, handing you a joint or a blunt.
That's right. That's right.
They ain't gonna keep you.
That's right.
But my God gonna keep you.
Yeah.
That's right.
But the thing about it, now that you grown, your walk ain't in my hands,
That's
baby.
right.
I can't go to heaven or hell for you.
That's right.
So-
you can't help it, can't do it.
I fed you enough.
Mhm.
What you choose to retain
That's right.
and what you choose to let go,
Yes.
Mama did her job.
That's
right.
it.
Now all I do is say, God keep.
That's right.
Yeah.
God, you promised me in your word that the seeds of the righteous are blessed.
Come on.
That's good.
So God, they blessed.
That's right.
They the head and not the tail. See, I don't say what I see. I say what God promised me
That's right.
about my kids.
And that's what he says. You come boldly to the throne.
That's
So you have to remind him of those scriptures.
That's
Because
right.
that's what's in us.
That's right.
I love that. I love that.
It's very
Yeah, let me hear from you.
good. Very good.
How would you talk to our kids? Would you have a conference coming up? Tell me about that. Like, are you going to talk to them about purity?
Amen.
Yes, so a large part of that was like my first ministry ventures. I used to teach purity classes at the church that I grew up in.
What church is that?
And the church I grew up in was Bible Teaching Fellowship.
Okay.
I now belong to Relentless Church. But I taught them about purity being more than just your body. Because a lot of times we focus on don't have sex, don't have sex, don't
That's
have
right.
sex. I teach purity as a condition of the heart.
Come on.
Because for me,
Yes.
because I wanted to please God, because I wanted to live for God, then
Right.
it flowed into my actions. But when you're telling kids, don't do this, don't do
That's
that,
right.
the first thing they want to do
Is what you
is
said.
what you
Come
said
on
not
now.
to do, right? So if purity is not about a bunch of rules, it's about developing this relationship with God in your heart so that it flows into your actions.
Amen.
So I try to approach purity from that vantage
Right.
point instead of
That's
just
right.
rules.
Right.
And
I
that's
love that.
good.
I love that. Because I feel like, too, in our culture, not even just in our culture, but in the culture of America,
Mm-hmm,
We'll
that
say
part.
that.
Mm-hmm.
there's so many rules.
Yes.
There's no freedom of speech. There's no freedom of, there's no
Mhm.
religion, none of that, really, honestly. To me, that is a false dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm waking up some other stuff there. But I feel like if we're going to be with our kids and we're going to be raising them and we're going to be helping them,
Yeah.
we can't just say, here's the rules and you have to do it.
That's right.
Nowadays, kids are like, well, explain to me why.
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right. They
And
need to
there's
understand
nothing
what they're
wrong with
following,
that.
why
That's
they're
right.
following, and how they're supposed to do this, how it fits in their life. Like, they're really generating all these questions.
Yeah.
And because they really are trying to understand.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really trying to be sassy for the
Mhm.
most part. It's more so understanding. I mean,
Yeah.
again, we're going back to maturity.
Yeah.
You know, so we're looking at these kids that are 13. Well, Mama, why do I have to wash dishes? Well, Mama's tired. You know, Mama needs some help around the house. Daddy's at work. Like, it needs to be explained, you know. And back in my day, it wasn't no explanation.
That's
It was,
right.
you do it or you get out of my house.
That part.
My
That's
mom will tell you, she's over here
That's
to
That's right.
No, it was no, you know. And I was afraid to ask any questions.
Right.
So let me just do it so I
Yeah.
don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
And you know, and so nowadays they're like, what you gonna do to me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, these kids are just they're so
They're such different.
yes,
Such
you know, they're fighting their mothers.
But you got to think about it. Kids can go to Google and look up and find anything.
It is.
It's more of an informational generation.
Yes, it is.
So they want information.
That's
That's
right.
right.
If they want to know something, YouTube.
Yeah.
If they want to know something, Google.
Yeah.
So why can't they come get the information from their mom?
I agree.
Why can't I ask you a question
That's right.
and you explain it to me?
The right.
It ain't being grown. Like I tell my children, you can ask me anything. It's how you approach me,
Yes.
the tone of your voice.
Yes. That's right.
It ain't the question you ask, because you can ask me any question, but you're gonna have to come at me the right way, because I'm still your mama regardless.
That's right.
That's right.
I love that. Because nowadays, like you said, back to being friends.
Mhm.
Too many parents are trying to be like, it's not even just a parent. Like, I'm your friend first.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, how can you be the friend when you're supposed to be the role model?
Right.
You know?
See, that's the problem. I think that a lot of people don't teach about purity, or they don't want to talk to their kids about purity because they don't feel qualified
Come on.
to do so,
Come
right?
on.
So they just skip over, like, I can't really teach them about that because I didn't do that, or I'm not currently doing it.
Yeah.
Even in the church, I think we don't have a lot of purity ministry because a lot of people can't teach from that perspective. Not that you have to be a virgin to teach purity,
That's
right?
right,
But you have to
baby.
be living the lifestyle, and a lot of people are not, so they don't feel like they can.
Exactly. I agree.
That's
I agree.
right.
I love that.
And you said,
And that makes a good point too, which we'll ask you.
okay.
Because if you were in that situation, like you have been, how did you push your daughter in that situation?
First, I explained to her how I felt after I had sex.
Right.
After I went through what I went through, what was between my legs didn't matter to me.
Right.
It didn't matter to me. It was took from me. So it is. I can give it to who I want to because I ain't had a chance to give it to who I wanted to. So it didn't matter to me.
Right.
But as I grew in God and I began to know who I was in God, I had to instill certain things in her so that when a little boy came and whispered those sweet nothings in her ear, she knew that don't mean nothing.
That's right.
My mama tell me I'm beautiful every day.
That's right.
My mama say I'm this every
That's
day.
how it's supposed to be.
So you can't come tell me nothing that's gonna make me say, oh, I never heard that before.
Right.
Let me run to that.
Yes.
No, because this was instilled in you. And like you said, a lot of people don't feel qualified. I could have looked at the fact and said, I had a child at 16, how am I tell this baby something? But what I did was I broke it down to her and let her know the struggles that I went through
I love
as
that.
having a child at 16. I let her know I couldn't run like I wanted to because I had a baby at home.
Right.
I couldn't eat and break my plate because I had to make sure that baby ate first.
Right.
I couldn't, it's been nice where I went to bed hungry so y'all could eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not sugarcoat it with my kids because I needed them to understand mama leaned on God.
That's right. That is the key word, foundation.
I gotta let
That's
you
that
know.
foundation.
Right. Either way.
When I didn't know what to do, I had to cry out to God.
That's right.
When we didn't have food, I had to depend on God.
Yeah.
When the lights was off, I had to depend on God. We went through this. The struggle was real.
That's right.
But they knew that we served a real God and we didn't stay where we was. It was only for a moment.
That's right.
Because mama gonna pray her way, cry her way, praise her way, scream her way. Whatever she gotta do, I'm waiting on God to show up.
Yes, I love that. I love that. And that's something I want you guys to be writing in, by the way. Continue to write in. I see the comments. Someone said Lori Powell. You know Lori Powell?
Yes,
She said,
yes.
preach, minister.
Thank you, Lori.
So, guys,
Apostle.
yes.
Yeah.
So everybody, if you have questions, parents, I know a lot of you are raising your teenagers or children, whatever age they may be. I want you guys to make sure you are writing in. Ask us questions. We are here. Like we'll be here until 5, and then me after that be here till 6. So please make sure you write in. They have the answers. We all have the answers to talk to you guys about it. We're a mixture group here, which I love. So make sure you're writing in. Continue to watch us and join in with us. You know, we have a lot more things to talk about. So we're gonna keep diving in.
And you know, the one thing I think is important to it all, teach your child how to develop their own relationship with God.
That's it right there.
Teach them how to pray on their own. I remember when my kids were small, if they got ready to take a test, I said, baby, before they would go to school, I would say, son, before you get ready to take that test, pray and ask God to help you pass that test. My boys played football. I would tell them, before you get on that field, pray and ask God to help y'all win that game.
That's right.
I will make them apply prayer to everything.
Yes.
That's good.
Because when you don't have nothing else, you got your prayer.
That's all you have, and that's all you need.
That's right.
The faith of God is all you need.
Communication.
Come on.
How can I build a relationship with you if I don't know you?
That's right.
I gotta talk to you to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I instilled in them to pray.
Yeah.
Talk to God. I told them there ain't no way to talk to God. I said, y'all don't hear me in that room when I'm frustrated how I'm screaming out to God. Y'all don't hear me. I ain't, oh Lord, hallelujah. No, baby, Lord, what is going on? Why am I going through this right now, God? How can I get out this situation? God, I need your help. I'm about to lose my mind. So you keep it real with God. And that's what I told my children. Y'all gotta learn how when you're frustrated, when you're going through, when you don't know, when you can't see, when you're afraid, you gotta tell God all day.
That's right.
Not your friend, not your best friend. You need to go to God first.
That's right.
Yeah, that is the key importance. It's okay to talk to people, but God needs to always be first.
That's right.
That's something that our kids don't understand. Like I've seen it within my own, like I was a teacher as well. So I've seen it within my own students. They want to hurry up and go to their friends.
Mm-hmm.
But forgetting that God is there.
That's right.
You know, oh, I'm having a bad day. Right. But did you speak to God yet? Not yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why not?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that should be the first step.
Mm-hmm.
So let me hear more about your conference.
So I had my first one last October, and the Lord just kind of laid it on my heart to actually start catching girls a bit earlier. It seems like we always have stuff for teenagers or like young adults, but we didn't have anything for the younger crowd.
Right.
So my first conference was for ages 7 to 12,
Right.
just to catch them early and tell them how much they're worth and tell them about their self-esteem and how much God loves them and God created them with a purpose. And just begin to tell them, about what purity means. How does that affect your mind? What are you listening to? What are you watching?
Good.
Things like that. Because at that age, that's what we need to catch those seeds that are being planted.
Amen.
So God just really laid it on my heart to catch them early. That way they don't have to spend the rest of their life recovering from stuff we could have saved them from. I think most people would say, I just didn't know.
Amen.
And so for this generation, I don't want it to be, well, I didn't know. If they make the decision, they do. But they will know. That's what the Purpose and Purity Conference is for.
I love that. I love that.
Amen.
I think more people need to know about that. So when is it? Tell us more about this
So
location.
the conference will be at United Way Community Resource Center on October 27th, 9:30 to 2, and they'll have sessions about purpose, about purity, and self-esteem. So we'll be having fun, but they'll be having meaningful fun, and they'll learn more about who they are in God.
Praise God.
And that's right. I'll be speaking. I
Yes,
almost
you
forgot
will.
about that. How did I forget that?
Praise God.
I'm excited. This is a beautiful thing that you're doing. I have my organization and we do this pretty much something similar. But I feel like if we have more people who are willing to stand up and wait for God.
That's right.
And tell our kids, if I'm doing it.
Right.
Like really doing it, not just doing other stuff.
Right.
No, I'm really doing it. You can do it too.
That's right.
They need more encouragement.
They do.
They do.
That's part of purity, I think, is encouragement because they face everything in this world tells them the opposite.
Right.
So what they need to come here is not even the condemnation or the judgment, just the encouragement that it can be done.
Right.
So I try to bring in young people to be my speakers and just women that they could look up to because I don't want them to think that nobody's doing it because that's what the world would like them to be. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's living like that. Even if it seems like they are, they're not. They're doing it in the dark. There's a lot of the opposite out there. So the conference or any event I have, I like to bring in those examples because they do need role models. How can you become what you have not seen?
Come on now.
I love that.
Come on now.
And one thing also, so is your conference, is it your organization, what's it called?
A.I.M. Purpose.
A.I.M. Purpose. Is it only for girls? Is it for boys? Is it co-ed? How does it work?
So right now it's just girls. I know a lot of people have been talking to me about the male section of it, but right now the Lord has been leading me, just to focus on the girls. So we'll see what happens. But right now, yes, girls 7 to 16.
7 to 16. Okay, love it. And then it was October
27th
for the conference.
Yes.
And then what do you have upcoming?
Well, I have a women's conference. It's called The Mirror Looks Back.
That's right.
And the reason it's called The Mirror Looks Back is because looking in the mirror sometimes for a woman can be the hardest thing that she does because she doesn't see Genesis 1:27, creating his image.
That's right.
She see abuse. She see mistakes. She may see if she was a drug addict. She may see whatever she's been through. She sees that, but doesn't see the image of God looking back at her.
Right.
So with my conference, and I had to change the days because one of my good friends is having her conference the same weekend at the same place. So we want to support each other. So I'm changing my days. I'm waiting on God to give me the new days. It used to be in October because, as you know, October is one of the months where the most demon spirits, they come to fruition. So God was like, we got to hit them when they hit.
That's right.
And so it's basically talk about self-esteem. It talks about forgiving yourself.
I like that.
It talks about forgiving others. It talks about seeing yourself how God sees you. It talks about being beautiful, being able to wear makeup and still walk around a holy woman.
I love that.
It talks about there's no such thing as church clothes.
Right.
I want to have a fashion show to show them that it's women out there who don't know, all they know is the club.
Right. That's right.
So throw you on the blaze and come to church.
Right.
Stop letting what people wear stop them from walking into the house of the Lord. Because you might have a prostitute
Come on.
who went through something that night before and she walked past the church and decided to come in.
Yes.
We need to welcome her with open arms because that may be all she has to put on.
Yes. I love that.
When you grow with God, you change with God.
Right.
Your appetite for things change.
That's right.
So the mirror looks back is for women to understand where you at right now. It's all a part of your process.
I love that.
But I need you to see what God sees you.
That's right.
God don't see your mistakes.
That's right.
God don't see what you've been through. God sees Jeremiah 29:11, the plans that He have for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to see that.
Well, what about this part though? If you don't ask for forgiveness, then He sees that, right?
Right.
So that's the part of the message that sometimes that I think even pastors forget to preach.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't ask for repentance, God still sees your sins.
That's right.
And that's something that doesn't get preached very often.
And see, that's the thing. I can ask God to forgive me,
Right.
but can I forgive me?
Come on.
That's good.
Come on.
That's the
It's easy for me to get on my knees and say, God, forgive me for what I said.
Yes.
God, forgive me for the way I treated them.
Right.
God, forgive me for that. But can I say, Evie, forgive you for putting yourself in that situation.
Come on.
Evie, forgive yourself for getting with that man who used to beat on you.
Right.
Evie, forgive yourself for being addicted to drugs. Can I say,
Come on.
forgive me?
Yes.
But see, the first thing I got to realize is that society is telling me forgive and don't forget.
Yes.
That's wrong.
That's not right.
When God forgives me, He remembers no more.
Come on.
I always do that.
So when I forgive me, I got to remember no more.
That's right.
But I got to first accept His forgiveness.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to know I'm worthy enough to
That's right.
receive His
Come on.
forgiveness.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
So I build up their self-worth
I'm like,
through
yes.
the Word of God. Because once you have self-worth, now you can receive what God has
Yes.
for you.
Yeah.
Because God may have $1 million mansion, but I only feel like I'm worth a 1-bedroom condo.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So
Self-worth.
even when it worked, when that $1 million mansion door opens, I'm gonna feel I ain't worthy enough to walk through.
That's right. I love that.
That's good.
See, that's powerful.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm talking about today. Like with our parents, with our kids, even our parents feel that way.
Oh yeah.
Our parents feel like that, but then they look at their children and wonder why their children are off the path. Because they're so busy focusing on themselves and trying to get themselves right, but they forgot about the kids.
Mhm,
Right?
mhm,
You know,
mhm,
and I think that happens too much in our society.
mhm.
You know, I
And it
notice that
does.
a lot, you know, and not just with women, but men too. Men are too busy off doing whatever it is they may be doing, and then forget when they get home, they still have a family to tend to,
That's right.
you know.
And I can say I was raised in that kind of household. My mom, the hardest working lady I ever seen in my life. My mama stayed in somebody's college. That lady got more degrees than her brain should be able to hold. She stayed in somebody's college and somebody's job because my mom was a single parent.
Right.
And we're from New York, but we grew up in Florida.
I hear no accent.
I know because I grew up in the South.
Okay.
And my mom was the hardest working woman I know to this day. That lady still working and had both her knees replaced, but she still get up and go to work.
Amen.
And would get in somebody's school if she ain't had too many credits to go back to college. You hear what I'm telling you?
I love it, yes.
So a lot of times while she was bettering herself, me and my brother was at home fending for ourselves.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
And it one day she neglected us on purpose.
Right. Right.
But she neglected us for a purpose.
Right.
I want to take care of my kids.
Right.
My kids ain't gonna have to want for nothing. My kids ain't gonna grow up in certain places. My kids ain't gonna be without my kids, my kids. But you don't understand.
Yeah.
Your kids need that touch.
Yes. Yes.
Your kids need to say, okay, I'm gonna call in this day
Right.
because we finna go do something.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Even though your goal is to take care of me,
Right.
I need some physicalness
That's right. If not, that's where they're gonna go.
from somebody
There you
else.
go.
Right.
That's
Right.
right. And that's how we lose our purity.
Come on now.
I love it. I love it. Keep going. No, no.
But you know, and that's how I was. To put y'all in my business because I don't care if I'm overbooked. I know God has came to hell and brought me from there.
And that's your testimony.
That's right.
You know, because I feel too many times that some people are just like, I don't want to talk about what I've been through because, you know, I don't want to be judged. But forget the judgment. Only God can judge you.
That's
you know?
right.
And that's what people need to remember that.
When you ask for that forgiveness, that comes with forgiving yourself. So now, when I tell my testimony, you don't hear pity. You hear power.
That's good.
Because God brought me from there.
That's right.
I'm not still there.
Yes.
He brought me from there. But I had to be there
Yes.
to get here.
Yes.
I was a dope girl.
Yeah.
I sold dope like a dude. I was addicted to selling drugs.
How did you get into that? Well, I mean,
No, I'm gonna tell you. I had baby, God has changed this and this.
And the reason I ask is because I know a lot of kids that think it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
And so I want their parents to understand how they got into it.
I'm gonna tell you how I got into it.
Yes.
I had I called her my auntie, but she was a real good friend of the family. And she had a dude that was a real big dope boy. And I was so more mature for my age, they used to take me with them. They would take me to go pick up dope, but would drill in my head, don't get in this lifestyle. This ain't for you. I'm gonna buy you what you want. I'm gonna make sure you have what you want. But you showing me all this glitter and glam. But you saying to me,
I love it.
don't do this. So when I got old enough to do it, I'm finna see if I can get money like that.
Of course.
So I stepped out on faith. As I thought, God watch over me, because see, I prayed.
Yeah.
I was foolish enough to pray while I was in my mess. God keep me. You know, I just want to take care of my kids. I had my first child. Now I got to do what I got to do. I got to finish school because they said I wouldn't do it. So I got to finish school. I got to work because I ain't going to be on welfare. Thank God to this day, I never received a welfare check a day in my life.
Wow.
You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. But guess what? That check ain't keeping up with them pampers. Yeah. That check ain't keeping gas in my car. Now I got to get out here and find another way to do it. So guess what? I done seen how this quick money come from selling dope.
I like what you said. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna change it.
Okay.
So you said it's basically like they sold you this dream,
Yeah.
and telling you not to do it at
That's
the same
right.
time. Like
They told you don't do it. That's right.
it's the same thing our kids are seeing on the media.
Yes.
You know, same thing our kids are seeing with their parents.
That's true.
You know, I might be smoking, but you don't need to do it.
That's
I
right.
may be, drinking alcohol at night. Don't touch the alcohol, or with all these different scenarios.
That's
I
right.
may be having sex today, but I'm gonna stop tomorrow. So don't do what mommy or daddy does.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the message our kids are receiving.
And that's true.
You know, too often we hear, "Don't do as I do," but yet do as I say.
Yeah.
But how does that work?
And it don't. It don't, because I look at it now from where I am with God. It was a setup from the enemy to catch me. But see, the word say all things.
Yeah.
All things. He didn't just say good things.
Yeah.
He didn't just say right things. He said all things. So the good, bad, the right, the wrong, the ugly, it works for Eve's good.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying? Because I got so deep in the game to my mind said I was gonna raise some dope boys. We finna have this. My boys gonna be up in this. You know what I'm saying? I got me 2 boys. That's what I prayed, that if I do have children, let it be 2 boys. They're my boys. You know, I hung around dudes so I can learn game.
Right.
I got deep into it. And guess what? The feds came a knocking. But get what God say? I got something bigger for you.
Wow.
I'm finna spare you.
Amen.
He spared my life I moved to Houston 3 months later, and I've been here 14 years.
Wow. Praise God.
But
That's
selling
because you're
dope was
God's
my
child.
career. That's right. And you know why I was doing it?
Yeah,
I was praying.
that's why.
God
Yes.
help me.
He knew it.
God
He knew
keep
what your heart
me.
was.
Yes.
What is my purpose, God? I need to know my purpose.
Yes.
Yes.
And he showed me a vision.
Yes.
He said, now Evie, before you go anywhere, you got to see that vision come to pass. He showed me that I was more than what I was.
That's right.
Right.
My mentality, I was only this.
Yes.
But God had to show me a picture
That's right.
of what he painted
Yes.
for me to understand I won't be here all the time.
That's right.
So now I gotta have faith. I'm not gonna be here all the time, even though it don't look like it, even though situations coming because I can't pay the light bill.
Yeah.
Even though situations coming because I ain't got no more food to feed these
Preach.
children.
Preach.
Even though situations coming because my car no due.
Right.
Even though situations coming because I done got laid off. So now run to the streets. You know you can get money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run to the
That's
streets.
that
You know,
temptation.
you hear what I'm telling you? But God said, I will give you a way out.
Yeah.
It's no temptation that you would ever have to run to because I'm always provide a way out.
That's right.
And God put a person in my life.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
As a young girl, he put a person in my life that even though I was in my sin, she still spoke life into me. Her name Ernestine Duncan. We call her Mima.
And who is she to you?
She's my godmother in Florida.
Amen.
She's one of my best friend's mama, and her motto was, if you think you finna hang out with my daughter, you getting up going to church with me. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your mama feel. I'm knocking on the door and all y'all going.
That's right. I
She
love that.
started a Bible study with us when we were 17 years old. It was called Circle of Faith. She called it Circle of Faith because she said a circle never has no breaking points, and your faith shouldn't either, no matter what you're going through. She talked to us about fornication. She talked to us about tattoos. She talked to us about being on drugs, selling drugs. Everything that a young girl could ever go through, she showed us in the Bible, and we had lessons on it.
Well, let's stop there for a second.
Okay?
Let's get real deep.
Yeah, come on.
So I've seen, and Nia, I want your opinion too, because you got kind of quiet. so let's talk about tattoos.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna play the devil's advocate for a second. Because there's so many kids going around, you know where I'm going, and they say, well, I'm doing this unto God. I'm gonna get God loves me here, no one can judge me here, scriptures here, and then all these tattoos about Jesus, right?
And see, that's the sin.
Come on, talk about it.
You
Because
ain't supposed to get a scripture tattoo on your body. Now, I have tattoos, but it ain't no scripture. My daughter has tattoos. My husband took her to get her first tattoo, but it ain't no scripture.
right.
You ain't supposed to put a scripture on your body, but what people don't understand, in the ancient time, tattoos represented ranking.
Yes, it did. They was a tribal thing.
That's right. So you ain't gonna go to hell because you got a tattoo on your body. But you need to understand what type of tattoos you can get.
Right.
Okay, so let me hear it. So you're kind of for tattoos, but it depends on what it is.
That's right. And
Okay.
where is that?
And where is it? Okay, all right.
So I always, with more than just tattoos, I always teach, young girls or just people, period. You have to take things through the lens of purpose.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that's why purpose is the other part of the
Come on.
conference, because when you know your purpose, it will change your whole life. Every decision you make has to be filtered through what's the purpose and does it match my purpose.
Amen.
So if you're choosing to get a tattoo, what's the purpose?
Right.
Because a lot of times it's to glorify you or something else.
Come on.
And our everything we do, the Bible says, should be to bring God glory.
That's right.
So take everything through that, and then once you filter it through that, a lot of times you'll find this doesn't have a purpose.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't have a purpose,
Why
then it's
do
not
I do
something
it?
I need to
That's
engage in.
That's man.
So I wouldn't say like, oh, do it or don't do it. Filter it through purpose.
And I'm gonna say this because mine is a little different. And I love what both of y'all's opinions. And I always tell our kids, don't do it. Just don't do it. Period. Point blank. I don't have any tattoos. But none of my
Yeah.
siblings have tattoos, and I'm not saying that it makes us better than anybody.
No,
That's
I
not-
understand what you're saying.
But I have to make sure our viewers know too.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll be the first. What you say?
Yeah, I got a tattoo.
Explain. But my thing is like you said, it was a tribal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a enslaved mentality.
Mhm.
We were branded back in those
That's
times.
true.
So my thing is, why relive it? For me, it's like
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like that represents the culture that we just came from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a tattoo, I don't care what kind of tattoo it is, it's still a branding of something.
Mm-hmm.
And we shouldn't have that. And I feel like if God wanted us to have tattoos, then Jesus would have been loaded. He didn't have it, except for what they did to him. You know, the one that he's going to have on his thigh coming back home that says, you know, but in Revelations, other than that, he doesn't have any tattoos. Yes, they branded him, they did all these things to him, but he didn't do it to himself.
True that.
So my thing is, if Jesus didn't do it, why are we doing it? And that's my argument.
But that's a good argument, baby. That's a great argument. And I'm gonna tell you something too. I'm glad you brought that point up, because we have to understand, man, God, you're so good. We have to understand that each person is a fisher of men.
Yes.
So you have different baits to attach different fish that you're gonna attract. Like I can't throw out shrimp food to catch a shark.
Right.
So even though you don't have a tattoo, somebody may accept me more because I have a tattoo, and they may be covered with piercings and covered with tattoos, even though I got it at a foolish state in my life.
Yes, all things.
God will use the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. So because I got gold in my mouth, it might be a dope dealer out there with gold in his mouth and say, oh, I can listen to her, but you walk up, they might say, oh, she don't understand me. She's going to judge me because look how beautiful she is. You know, even though I feel I'm beautiful as well, but I got a little more hood in me. So that's my bait. So sometimes the tattoos that we have is the bait for the fish that I'm supposed to catch.
That is right. But see, the people that I think we're targeting too is the fact of purity.
And I understand.
And so we're going to come back to your point, because I want to talk about that too. That's big. But I think our thing is too is the fact that the Bible says, you know, your body is pure. 1 Corinthians 6:19-20, your body is a temple. You know, treat that as a temple. So what that means is that it's sacred. Don't do anything to your body. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't have sex before marriage. Like, I can go down the list. And I feel like the same thing with piercings. Really, we're not supposed to have piercings. You know, I'm going way back. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, how can you really please God if you're sitting up here doing all these things to yourself? It's hard because you're diluting it. You know the YouTube clip where they have the cup, and they have the iodine, and they have the bleach, and the water, and then they put sin into one, and it's clear. So I feel like that's the same thing with us. This is our temple. This is our temple here. And when we add a tattoo, and I feel like it makes this kind of connotation that we are more of the world.
Okay.
And I feel like we're supposed to be set apart from the world. That's what the Bible says. And I feel like if we don't have one, don't get one.
I mean, I can understand it too.
And so if you already have one, it's okay, but don't get no more. You know, and that's where I'm coming from, because I feel like that's what God wants from us. He wants that sacrifice.
When you say that, people feel like it's their artistic expression.
That's what we're talking about.
And you touched my point, because the guy that I go to, because I have a tattoo artist. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a tattoo artist. You know, I just took my niece who graduated from high school. I took her to get her first tattoo. As a matter of fact, Saturday.
That's why it's a good generation right here. This is good.
The thing about it is, your mentality has to. You can get a tattoo in an area that you are tempting a man.
Right. Yeah.
You can get a tattoo in an area.
Where are those areas so they know?
Say your breast. Say a certain part of your thigh. Your back. And I got a tramp stamp. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. They call them tramp stamps. I got a tramp stamp, but guess what? Me and my husband went together. When I got it, me and my husband did it together. But your motive behind what you do. See, your actions have consequences.
Yes.
Judgment comes from your heart.
That's right.
So even though I may be doing something that is not agreeable, where my heart at?
Yes, that's what God judges us from.
Where my heart
My
at?
heart.
Like I
Right.
tell my children when they first got theirs, because I let each one of my boys get their first tattoo at 16. But they had to get it in a place where couldn't nobody see it unless they showed it to them. You're not gonna go on an interview and get judged because you got a tattoo.
Have it on your face.
None of that. We can't do that.
Yes.
We got to be able to wear a business shirt and they see nothing but me.
That's right.
So you can't get a tattoo where everybody can see it. They gonna see it if you let them.
That's right.
My daughter the same way. My niece the same way.
Right. Right.
But God gave tattoo artists their gift.
Right.
He gifted them that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that the gift God gave you is sin. Because it's his gift. How you use your gift
Yes.
changes it to sin.
Come on.
Where?
Now, you have somebody who died,
Mhm.
and you feel like the only way you gonna get over it
Yeah.
is I gotta get a remembrance
Right.
of you,
Right. Like a memorial.
a memorial.
Yeah.
God say, weeping may endure for a night, joy comes in the morning. Blessed are those who mourn,
Yeah.
for they shall be comforted.
Right.
But God didn't say by how he would comfort them.
Mm-hmm.
So that tattoo may be a comfort
Mm-hmm. For some, you're right.
for some.
That's right.
So we gotta realize, and I love the way y'all bring it to them kids as if you're pure now, stay pure.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Stay pure.
Right.
But don't think that because you make the mistake and get one tattoo, is no coming back.
That's
Amen.
right. Yes.
Now I'm going to hell because I got a tattoo. No, baby, you ain't going to hell. God, if I did it with the wrong motives, forgive me, God.
Exactly.
And you keep
And
moving.
don't do it anymore. That's it. I love it. And that's goes
Amen.
back to your question. So if you want to do it as an artistic expression, like you said, it has to do with your purpose. It has to do with your motives.
Right.
So like you know my point of view. I just feel like you just shouldn't get it, period. And if you got it, don't get it no more. You know, that's just, I feel like that's what the Bible really is explaining to us.
Yeah.
But for those who just have to have them, who feel more comforting by it, or feel like that is something that maybe God has placed in their heart, whatever the situation may be, if it is used as an artistic expression, what is it? Like you said, where will it be? You know, how are you using that to glorify God?
That's right.
Is it just an idol? Because you know that could be an idol.
That's right.
You know, is it just one of those things to say, oh, I did it, look at me,
Right.
you know, to show like more about, you know, your appearance.
It can be an addiction.
It can
That's
be,
right.
yes,
It is.
that's another one.
It can be an
That's
addiction.
Come on.
It is.
Come
Because
on.
I got addicted.
Yeah.
I got my first at 19, baby, and I loved them.
And you know what I heard? As soon as you get one, you want another one.
That's right.
Same thing with piercing. As soon as you get one, you want another one, and another one, and another one. And so my thing is, we have, oh, okay, well, let's see what Mr. Christopher said.
Okay.
He said tattoos and ear piercing talked about in the same verse in the Old Testament. I'm not under the law, I am under grace, so the law doesn't apply. Exactly.
But
But
what did Jesus say about the law?
come on,
What did he say?
let's talk about it.
I didn't come here to take away the law.
Yes.
I came to fulfill it.
Come on.
So, give me the right words,
Come
God.
on, Pastor.
We got to understand that there's certain things of the law
Yes.
that we are still under.
Yes,
Yes. Come on.
We are still
Come on.
under certain things of the
I
law.
love that.
But see, people don't understand sin. They didn't even know they were sinning until the law came.
That's right.
Because if you don't have nothing to tell you you're doing wrong, how you gonna know you're doing
And
wrong?
that goes back to rules. Come on.
So
Without a lack of knowledge.
we gotta understand. I look at everything as a heart issue
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
because you gotta have your heart right.
That's right.
See, take it back to me. When I was in the streets, I wasn't in the streets to glorify evil.
Yeah.
My heart was to take care of my kids.
Right.
Yeah.
So God kept me.
That's right.
Where is your heart when you doing what you do?
Yeah.
Where's your heart?
Right.
Am I doing this to fit in?
Right.
Keeping
Peer
up.
pressure.
Am I doing this because that's the latest fad?
Right.
Yes.
Why am I actually doing this?
Right.
That's what God gonna look at.
I love
Right.
that.
Right.
And that goes back to our purity
Mhm.
and obedience to the word of God, because it's like, how can we stay pure and tell our kids to stay pure if the whole society is telling them not to?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
it's okay. Let's go ahead and be homosexual.
Come on, let's talk
Let's go
about it.
ahead and be polysexual. Let's go ahead and be, you know, quinty, like all these different.
Yeah. They just come with everything. Yeah. And it's because sex sells.
Yes.
Sex is the number one selling point.
Right.
But what we don't understand, do you know the United States of America, the country that was founded under God, is the number one sex selling country.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yes.
You know, people don't understand, man. That's why I tell children, my daughter, she got a best friend. I told them about what you said, and both of them say yes, they want to come, they want to talk to the kids because both of them are virgins.
Good. I would love that.
And
to our summer camp too.
whatever. Just let me know because they got to take our work. But we works in my camp.
I know that's right.
But when it comes down to sex, the first thing I say is, do you love yourself?
Right.
Do you find yourself sexy?
Right.
Or are you looking for somebody else to make you feel sexy?
Yes.
Because I gotta look to him to make me feel sexy. I'm more prone to do what he needs me to do for me to get that sexiness that he thinks is sexy out. So it may be something that go against me. I might have to wear some shorter clothes or a shorter dress or more revealing this or do this way because that's his opinion of sexiness.
Right.
What do I see when I look in the mirror?
Right.
Do I see a sexy Evie?
That's right.
Do I see a beautiful Evie? Well, what do I see? So the first thing we need to see and ask these kids are, what do you see when you look at yourself?
That's right.
Tell me what you see.
That's right.
Because I can talk purity all day, but if you can't even look at yourself and face yourself,
That's a whole different topic.
you ain't studying being pure.
Yeah.
You just want to be right.
Come on.
You just want to be loved because you don't even love yourself.
That's right. And that's a great topic because that's a part of our purity. You know, as far as self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes,
if
Lord.
you don't love yourself and you don't believe that God loves you, then you're gonna find somebody else who you think loves you, and you may get abused. Like you said, you may have some molestation, some rape. It may come something's gonna happen.
Yes.
Or if you're one of the really, really, different types of cases, then something different may happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's not as drastic,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe it could be an FTD, like we talked about earlier.
That's right.
It could be a lot of mental health issues.
That's
It could be
right.
something. And I feel like nowadays, with our kids, self-esteem is the biggest thing that they're dealing with. Besides mental health, peer pressure.
Yes.
Yeah,
They don't know. And you would be surprised. We did a mirror exercise at my conference, and these girls are 7 years old and they don't like themselves.
Yes.
It's like you haven't even developed into who you are,
Yes.
and you've already been trained not to like yourself.
Yeah.
And so how then is that going to manifest in my life with the decisions I make, the people I choose to hang around, even the school I go to, or the career I choose, all of that, all of those decisions are made out of how you feel about yourself. So the enemy comes early with the abuse and saying mean things about each other, the bullying comes so early for women because he knows that if I mess up how they feel about themselves, then they won't accomplish what the Lord has for them to accomplish.
Right.
So I think that's what he comes as. That's his tool for us. Let me make sure that they don't know who they are. Let me make sure they don't know how special and unique and awesome God made them to be. Because if I do that, then I don't have to worry about them doing anything else.
Come on. And I love that you said that because when I was in school, kind of like your mom, like you said, with all the degrees, I went to school my entire life. I finally just graduated with my last master's degree. I didn't say last. I have two, and I was like, that is it.
Yeah.
And I graduated in December with my mental health and clinical counseling.
Okay.
Thank you. Before that, I had a Christian counseling that I went through. So at Howard University. Go Howard, by the way.
Amen. Go ahead. Beautiful and smart. That's right.
And that's all of us. You know what I mean? That's something that our women need to understand. Our young girls need to understand that it's important that you need to not worry about all the things of the world.
That's right.
The material clothes, the purses, the men, the whatever your friends are doing, going out at night, partying, all that stuff doesn't last. That is temporary.
Mm-hmm.
What lasts is how you feel about yourself. Number one, who God is.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you have to know who God is. That's actually number one. Then
yeah.
it's you. That's number two. And what you're doing for God.
Okay.
That's number three.
That's right.
So with our self-esteem, how do you both talk to the youth about self-esteem? How do you encourage them to love themselves?
Well, the first thing I do is I take them to Genesis 1:27. I let them see that God created them in His image.
Yes.
So whether you got a big nose, whether you got buck teeth, whether you got cross eyes, whether you dark skin, light skin, short hair, nappy hair, guess what? The God you serve, you created in His image.
Come on.
You created to look like what He wants you to look like. Because guess what? When He look at you, He see beautiful.
That's right. He doesn't see the physical.
That's right. He see beautiful.
Come on.
He see who He created you to be. So accept your flaws.
Right.
What you call a flaw.
Right.
Because see, when I look at you, I see beautiful, baby. I don't see nothing wrong with you.
Right.
You got to speak life.
That's right. That's right.
Speak life into them. Encourage them. Girl, baby, if I take this weave out of my hair, the shrinkage is real. So, baby, your hair better than mine. Don't let nobody tell you that because you natural.
Yeah.
You don't fit in.
Yeah.
Girl, I would take this weave out and you'd be like, oh, Minister Eve. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta be able to accept every flaw about you because God don't see flaws because God don't make mistakes.
That's right.
He paint portraits.
Let's say that one more time though, for the people in the back that didn't hear you.
God don't make no
Come
mistakes. He's a artist that makes masterpieces only.
Yes.
He intricately designs each and every one of us.
Amen.
I don't have the free-flowing, beautiful hair, but my daughter has beautiful hair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a big butt and a smile. My daughter got a beautiful shape. You see what I'm saying? I don't have perfect skin,
Right.
but I know people who are flawless.
Yes.
But you flawless on the outside,
That's right.
but you tore up all up in here.
Yes.
Mm.
And that's my issue too, because like with your conference, I think that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Our kids really need to be a part of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Christian events especially, because like I posted on the other day how we need to support our Christian businesses.
Oh yeah.
Who are you supporting? Who is there? And what is the purpose of the event?
Right.
Is it just to get the name out, or et cetera, or is it really to help people?
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe in giving back to our community,
Oh, yeah.
helping people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But especially our youth.
Yeah.
And I feel like both of you guys have the youth as a calling in your ministry. I know yours is like above and beyond, which I love it because you minister to a lot of different people.
Yes.
But you can minister to the youth.
Oh yes.
And I feel like that's powerful.
Oh
You
yes.
have a story like we don't have that background,
Right.
but you do, and you can catch, like you said, those that we can't catch.
That's right.
And that's why God made us unique, and that's something that our
That's
kids
right.
don't understand.
Exactly.
Because we're not all made to look alike.
No.
We're not all going to be the same.
Right.
Just like with the wallpaper. The wallpaper is different, right? Some of them are white, some of them are black. But with us, we have different skin tones.
That's right.
Everything you said,
That's right.
you're right. And our children are looking at that and they're comparing
That's
themselves.
right.
And that's what I have an issue with.
Exactly.
Because if you're going to compare yourself to Beyonce, to Nicki Minaj, to what's her name, Cardi B,
Mhm,
and then
mhm.
your friends at home,
Mhm,
your
mhm.
siblings, then what about God? What did you go back to the Bible and read where God says you're not supposed to compare yourself?
But
It's
this
not in
is
there like that, but it is. You're not supposed to compare yourself.
Right.
But
You're
this is the
supposed to
thing.
love yourself.
What are they eating?
Come on.
What are they eating?
Yes.
Are they eating reality shows
Yes.
Facebook.
all
Yeah.
day? Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram.
Yep.
My daughter best friend.
Uh-oh.
She live with us right now.
Mhm.
That little girl posts so much of her stuff on social media. I said, you know what? I said, baby, if it was a hitman after you here, know where to find your kids. I said, stop doing that. Stop putting your business
Yeah.
out there like that.
Yeah.
I said, just because somebody following you don't mean they got good intentions.
That's right.
What if it's see in Florida, I ain't know about the sex trade. I ain't find out about that till I came to Houston.
Yeah.
What if it's a sex trade group
Yes.
that's watching and say, okay, she's beautiful. We can get this much money from her. We can get this much money if we do this to her. Oh, she finna be at the mall.
Yeah.
Let's go to the mall. Oh, she's snapping, she here. Then you know the Snapchat, you can put your location on so they can pinpoint exactly where you at. Then if they come get you, what can I do?
Yeah. Right.
Stop putting your business out
I
there.
love that.
Because Snapchat don't validate you.
No, it
Instagram don't validate you. None of that validates you. God validates you. Your worth is through God and how you see yourself.
That's right.
I get on them about that social media.
Yes.
But we gotta realize, what are they eating?
Yeah.
Are you eating spiritual food
Right.
so your spirit man can rule?
Yes.
Or are you eating fleshly food and your spirit man malnutrition and your flesh build up like Incredible Hulk? So when it's time to go to spiritual war, you don't even know how to bring a word out to God. That's why somebody always praying for you. Somebody always gotta lay hands on you. Somebody gotta always give you a word because you ain't fed what's necessary
Yeah.
to carry you.
That's good.
And that's your spirit.
That's good. But I don't think kids know that.
No,
They don't know that there's different types of food. They don't know that there's a spirit man and a natural man. They don't know that. Because I know that my fourth graders, I mean, all they do when they get home is play video games. They haven't seen the outside. We go outside for recess. They're like, nah, Miss Smith, let's go back in. All they do is watch TV, get on their phones. They can't hardly stand to be off of those phones.
Yeah.
But that's a parental failure.
It is.
Because it's up to parents to set boundaries, to set the standard.
Mhm.
They want to go do what they want to do, so they let them play on the phone, they let them play on the video games,
That's
and now the next generation is suffering because of it.
And that's
I
true.
agree. And that's another part of where we get into mental health too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like being a counselor yourself, Evie, you can understand how ADHD comes easily to those who are playing video games all day long.
You would not believe.
My son was diagnosed with it.
ADHD.
Oh, yeah.
My son was my oldest in kindergarten. That boy learned how. My mama taught him how to read when he was 3 or 4. He was so smart. He caught on like that. And when he was in the 1st, 2nd grade, they said he got ADHD. He got ADHD. We're gonna put him on rip. I said, "Whoa, wait a minute now! You moving me too fast.
Right.
Let me take him to see somebody."
That's right.
I took him to I get him mixed up. Psychiatrist, psychologist. I get him mixed up.
Psychiatrist, did she prescribe medication?
No, this one just let him come talk.
Psychologist.
Okay, so we took him to the psychologist. The psychologist will see him every week. He'll go sit down and talk to the psychologist. Then she talked to the psychiatrist, I guess, about the medicine.
Right.
That man called me and he said, "Ma'am, ain't nothing wrong with your son. He's not ADHD." She said, "What the problem is, he get through with his work so fast till he's bored.
Yes.
And now he mess with other kids to get him some energy."
Right.
She said, "Put him in the sports.
Yes.
Go talk to his teachers and tell them if he's done his work, make some work to give him."
That's right.
My son ain't took a damn piece of bread. Well, no, I'm lying. The first time he took it, he couldn't close his eyes. He literally could not. I took him to the emergency room. My baby couldn't close his eyes.
Oh, yeah.
I rushed him to the emergency room. He was having a reaction from it. I told them, never again.
That's right.
Never again. I told him, "Baby, I'm so sorry. I'll never give you that medicine again. We finna go to this psychologist
Right.
and we finna find out what is wrong with you."
That's right.
He went and talked. His dad wasn't in his life.
Come on.
He was missing something.
That's what we're going to talk about next.
He was missing something. But he was also too smart for what they was giving him because my mama challenged him so much.
Right.
So he was ahead of the other kids.
Right.
So I went and talked to him. I said, "Look, this is what I need you to do for me. When he finished one paper, give him another.
That's right.
When he finished that paper, give him another." I put him in football. He fell in love with football.
Right.
They can diagnose with what they say, but I serve a God
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
who don't make mistakes, who, if I put my faith in and say, God, this is not my child is not ADHD, my child is a man of God, my son is a prophet of God, my son does not have any ailments that society is going to be able to label him as. So God, I need you to let these words that I'm coming out my mouth in Jesus' name come to pass. I got a 25-year-old son right now that can hold down any job, his own place, and society wanted to say he was ADHD.
Wow. Yeah.
I had to spend time and find out what was wrong with my child.
Yes.
I couldn't just put him on medicine and get him out my face.
Come on. That's right.
And at the same time, y'all, I was a teenager, living home life, but had enough sense to realize that life was more important than mine.
That's good. That's good.
Now that's what parenting is.
That is.
I love that.
That is.
I commend you for that.
Oh, I made mistakes.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
I made
Everybody
mistakes,
does.
but I knew that my son was gonna well.
That's right.
It wasn't. I seen too many of my friends' children,
Yes.
zombies,
Well, yeah. Just straight. Yeah.
zombies. What's wrong? Oh, he took his medicine. He took his medicine, and you okay with that?
Right.
Send them children outside, let them play, let them run some of that energy off, and they come in and smell like little puppies and tell them to go take a bath. They're gonna be ready to eat and go to bed.
That's right. And then you can even tell that it's not really something that you really need to give your children. I'm sorry, but I'm always against the medication.
Me too.
You can ask my mother. It's hard to get me to take medication unless I just really need it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if your child is diagnosed, we're gonna put air quotes on it,
Mhm.
with ADHD, then let's make sure there's no other issues.
That's right.
Like you said, if his father wasn't in his life.
That's right. He was yearning something that I couldn't give him.
Exactly. So naturally, he's gonna take it out on somebody else, other kids. Maybe there's anger. You never know what it is. And I see that too often in our culture. Like we talked about earlier, women being stronger than the men. Well, let's talk about why the men are not as strong as the women. Also, because the men keep leaving the house. They keep pushing certain things on the women, the mothers, to make sure that it's out of their hair. It's kind of like, well, I don't want to deal with this today, so it's your job. I'm gonna just work and I'm gonna just pay the bills. That's all I need to do. I'm a man.
Yeah.
And I hear that a lot in our society, instead of just saying, you know what, like you said, we're equal, we're a partner. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So let's talk about that. So how many young males have come to you? We'll start with you, Nia, that have said, I don't have a father figure.
A lot. And I tell people all the time, even in my classroom, I can distinctly tell the difference between a young man that has a father and one that doesn't. It comes out in their behavior, the way that they speak, their goals in life. I have fourth graders telling me, Miss Smith, I'm a man. Don't know what a man is. Don't know. I mean, they think being a man is just this flashy, fly. The people that they idolize, you can always tell because young men need accountability. And that's what a father should be providing. And when they don't have any, they are wilding out. They want somebody to put some boundaries around them. They want somebody to show them how to be because they don't know. So they look and they see the drug dealers or the rappers and they flag in their pants and they want to look like this person. They want to sound like this person. They are literally looking for somebody to be.
That's right.
They want to be somebody, and so they need a father figure to show them how to be a man.
Right.
But if they don't have that, they're going to find it somewhere else, and you'll see it. It's a pattern. You can tell. You can tell.
And that's what we have to do better with our young men.
Yes.
You know, we're trying to make sure that our young women are raised in the right direction, and we set all these boundaries. Like women shouldn't be out at this time of the night, or women need to be dressed like this, or what's another one? There's so many, right? You know, oh, you shouldn't be talking to this man. You know, you shouldn't be dating until you're 50. You know, my dad used to tell my sister and I that. You can't date until you're 50. I'm like, whoa. Like, you know, I'm 21. I should be able to date. And now that I look back on it, I don't care for any of that stuff. You know, I'm really waiting until marriage. Like, I'm not trying to get mixed in with the wrong anything. I've been down that road. I don't want to have that to ever happen. Gratefully, I made it through.
Amen.
You know, without being touched.
Amen.
And I feel like this day and age, you have so many boys that are doing mental tricks. You know, mentally messing with women's minds. You know, I want to be with you, but next they're with somebody else. Or I love you, sleep with you, and then they're gone. You know, there's all these different perspectives to look at nowadays, you know, because you have your young men who, like you said, father figure is not there. So how are they going to be a man? How do they know how to act? How do they know
Exactly.
how to believe in God? How do they know how to raise a family?
Right.
If the man left, you know, the father's not there.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna give it to y'all from a different perspective because I have two sons that are fathers and they not married to their baby mamas. What is a man supposed to do when he want to be a part of the child life and the mother is the obstacle?
Wow. Yes. I know
What
about that.
choice does he have
Yeah.
when every time he try to get his child is, if you ain't with me, you can't see your child.
Yeah.
If you ain't doing for me, you can't see your child. And then now let's put him on child support.
Right.
So now he on child support, but he still can't see his child because the mama's so immature.
Right.
She can go on with her life
Right.
and have as many men as she want, but as soon as he get a woman, oh, you can't have my baby around her.
Yeah.
You can't have my baby around. What is the man to do then?
Right. Let's talk about
See, a lot of women are pushing the men out, but then want to call them deadbeat.
Right.
But he asking you, can I get my child? And you want to holler, oh, you ain't did this, so you can't do this. See, I was the type of mama like this. I don't need your money.
Right.
I'm going to take care of mine, but I can't give him the relationship that he or she needs from you.
Right.
You spend time with him, I'm going to take care of him. That's just me.
Right.
Was I wrong in my thinking? Yeah, because two made that baby.
Right.
So both of us should have that's right. But at the same time, if money is an issue with you, don't let that stop you from being in my child life. Because my daddy paid $21 child support a month for me and my brother, but every time he called, my mama gave us the phone. Every time he wanted to see us, my mama made sure we was readily available. She never talked down on him because of what he couldn't do for her kids.
Come on.
That's good.
Girl.
She took care of us.
Yeah.
But we had to respect that man that helped make us.
Yeah.
And he wasn't in the household. So he don't know the things we went through. But when he called on that phone, that's your dad on the phone, come talk to him. See, a lot of people tell me that I'm wrong because I feel like children should have a relationship with either side, whether money is involved or not. I was never the type of woman because my mama taught me children don't choose their parents.
That's right.
God does.
That's right.
And if he was good enough to lay down with you,
That's right.
why is he not good enough to be around what he helped create?
Come on.
That's good.
Well,
That's right. That's right.
You know, you knew what type of man you was laying down with before you laid down with him. If you didn't, that's your fault. Now you need to figure it out, and the child should not have to sacrifice.
Yes. Come on.
But then you have the women who make their boys think they the man of the house.
Yes. And that's the problem we have in our culture.
Yes.
The African American culture.
You ain't my husband, boy.
Come on.
You ain't got to worry about these bills.
Yes. Come on.
I watched that show Breaking In.
Oh, yeah.
She told her daughter, she said, baby, my job is to worry about you.
Yes.
Your job ain't to worry about me.
That's right. And I love that part.
Me too.
Oh, I love that part.
Because she spoke volume.
Yes.
It's so many children having to step up to the plate because their mamas is so busy.
Yes.
Their mama's so focused on this man that ain't doing right. Their mom's so focused on that. So now these children literally have to step up, put their childhood to the side, and take on responsibilities. Then you wonder why we got so many dope boys, because they got to pay mama bills.
Wow. Yes. Or have to drop out of school.
Wow.
To work.
Yes. I've seen that in other
You
cultures.
wondering, and then these women, they putting these boys in sports, pushing them so hard because they want them to be the next one to go to the NBA to rescue me, or go to the NFL to rescue me. And these children ain't even liking what they doing.
Preach that.
I love it. And that's not being preached enough. Because people are too afraid to even admit that.
Yes.
And that's the problem. If we don't admit stuff, how can we fix it?
Exactly.
That's not okay. Our kids need to be rescued.
But guess what? That goes back to
if I got a foundation with God,
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
I know God gonna supply all my needs.
Yes.
That's right.
If I got a foundation with God,
Yes.
I know that just like He gonna keep me, He gonna keep my kids when they're away from me.
That's right.
So I can trust them to go stay with Daddy.
That's right.
Because God, I'm pleading the blood of Jesus while they're away from me. Watch over my children, God, because I don't want to take them from their daddy, but I'm a little shaky on their daddy.
That's right.
So God, I need you to give me the faith to let them go have that relationship. See, I'm going to put you a little more heart in my business. See, my husband cheated on me, right? With his other baby mama. We separated for a year. But my daughter and her daddy had such a strong relationship.
Yeah.
She wanted to go be with daddy for the summer. So I said, okay, I ain't never got into your relationship. I never will, but let me pick up this phone. Hey, my baby want to come down there to your house to be with her daddy.
Right.
Now I'm coming to you like a woman.
Right.
If you got any problems or issues with it, let me know now, baby. She won't come.
Right.
Because if I let her come, because you telling me it's okay, and she tell me something wrong, see, the thug came out of me. Didn't it? I will be down the highway from Houston to Pensacola in a matter of minutes, and we gonna have problems. Now, come to you like a woman. Do you got any issues?
I love that. That's
Oh
right.
no, she can come. Okay, see, I had to put my hurt,
Right.
To the side.
my pride
Yes.
to the side
Yes.
to get out of my baby and her daddy
I love
relationship.
that. I love that.
I cried when I hung up that phone because I couldn't believe I'm sending my daughter to another woman's house with my husband.
Right. Right.
But I love my daughter enough not to get in her relationship with her dad.
Come on, man. I love that.
A lot of more women gotta understand
Right.
your child is more important than how you look to the world.
Come on.
Because I know a lot of people say she's so stupid.
Yeah.
But guess what? My daughter will never be able to say her mama came in between the relationship that her and her daddy do have or her and her daddy don't have.
Yes.
It's always
That's
been their
good.
relationship.
Amen.
That's good.
I love that. Let's make it up. Let's take your perspective.
Mhm.
How is your relationship with your father?
My relationship is good with my father. We are probably not as close as we could be, like on an intimate level, but I mean, we speak. I actually live with him right now. So that definitely made a difference. I know for sure me having that, I mean, he's always been supportive, always been like #1 fan. And so I never had to look for that somewhere else.
Amen.
I had great parents that were always, even now, everything I do, like they're talking to people about the conference and the books, and they're very supportive. So I never had to look for that elsewhere. So yeah, I'm super
Amen.
grateful for that.
Good.
Amen.
Yeah. And then speaking of your book, because I wanted to mention this earlier. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I have several. The first one is called While You Wait. And I just wrote it about my
Right,
journey.
you said you have several?
Yes.
Oh.
The first one was While You Wait. And I just wrote about the lessons I've learned about waiting on God as a single woman. So we talked about how to find peace, how to find contentment, the struggle of being a single woman, and how I've learned to, face those battles with grace.
Amen.
How to date as a single woman, and how to, discern, like, is this the person God has for me, or is it not? It's very big. And so I wrote all those lessons out, and then I did a devotional, a 30-day devotional for women, talking about everything women go through, friendships and work and just different things you can pray through, go through scriptures and really study those things out. And then I wrote a prayer book for teachers because I was having some struggles at work.
Amen.
I was praying every morning on my way to work, and God was like, no, I need you to write these out.
Right.
Look at
So
God.
like everything I was praying about, my classroom, my administrators, my parents, I wrote all those things out. So it's a little prayer book for teachers. And then my last one came out with my conference, and it's a writing journal for girls. So it's different prompts about self-image, self-worth, self-esteem, your purpose, how to have a relationship with God. They'll read something about it, and then they can really journal out, because journaling was really helpful for me.
Amen.
Very therapeutic. I was able to write down what I was feeling.
Amen.
I think that's where my relationship with God really started blossoming, and being able to talk to him and make him real about the things that I was going through. And so I really wanted to make that available for them too. So that was my last one.
Amen. That's right. Amen.
I love that.
I'm in the presence of greatness. Amen, Jesus.
I'm still like, wow.
Yeah. Amen.
That's
Amen.
awesome. Congratulations. And I feel like you know, you even though you have a great relationship with your father,
Uh-huh.
and yours is it just as good?
Well, mine is actually deceased now.
I'm sorry.
No. It's good because my dad, like I said, we were from New York. We grew up in Florida, but my dad had family in Mobile, Alabama, which was 45 minutes from Pensacola. So I would go and see my aunt, who I'm named after. She always stayed a part of my life. And the last time I had spoke with my dad was like I was pregnant with my first child, so I was 16, and I had spoke to him. He called himself fussing at me because I got pregnant. And me, now listen, y'all, this how real my mom is. So I'm like, bruh, you can't tell me nothing. You ain't been in my life. Why, clown? She slapped me dead in my mouth. That's your daddy. You ain't gonna disrespect me.
Right.
Even though he ain't been here, I still got hit in the mouth because I'm thinking because I'm pregnant, bro. I'm wrong. Nah, you still a child.
That's right.
So I hadn't seen him. I had my daughter. I moved back to Florida, and God put it on my heart, go find your dad. And I'm like, I'm gonna find my dad. He way in New York. He said, go to Mobile and go find your auntie. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna go find my auntie. She gonna give me my dad's phone number and all this, right? Now I have a great sense of direction. And I end up remembering how my mom took us. And I remembered all these little landmarks, and I went right back to my aunt's house. So I'm knocking on my aunt's door, and a lady comes over, and she's like, baby, who are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for my Aunt Evie Ann. And she was like, baby, she moved to Montgomery. Who are you? Talking about your aunt. I said, oh, I'm Evie, her niece. She said, well, I'm her sister. Now, I never met this sister. She stayed right across the street. So I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, well, my dad's name Curly. That's what we would call him. She said, Evans?
Uh-oh.
I said, yeah. She said, baby, hold on. She went right next door. She knocked on the door. She said, Evans, it's a girl out here say her name Evie. She said she your daughter.
Wow.
Girl, my daddy came out that house, broke down, crying. He said, I thought I was never gonna see you. I said, Daddy, you good, it's okay. I just came. You got 3 grandkids. I want you to meet my 3, your 3 grandkids or whatever. I said, God put it on my heart to find you. I said, I didn't even know you was in Mobile. I was thinking I'm gonna get a number and call you in New York. And he was like, no, I stay here, whatever. Me and my dad got right this. I would go to Mobile almost every weekend. Almost every weekend. And the weekend that I came here, my mom called me and she said, Evie, they've been on the radio looking for you and your brother. I'm like, the radio? Your family in Mobile is looking for you. I'm like, what they looking for me for? She said, well, baby, they found your dad again. I said, oh, Lord. I said, for real? She said, yeah, I cried, but it was God had to give him peace. And it was God had to give me peace. Because I realized I was looking for my daddy in the men that I chose. So I had to get a forgiveness because I told my dad, just explain to me why you want them. And he said, babe, I was a heroin addict. He said, and I felt like it was better for you to have no father at all than to have one that was a drug addict. I said, okay, that's all I needed was a reason. I forgive you, Dad. What's up? And we got close. But it was God knew that he was finna take him home, and it may have been a prayer that he was praying.
That's right.
But
I want to see my daughter.
Yeah.
And God brought us together. We became close, and he passed, and I was like, God, why would you take him from me when I yearned from him for so many years? God said, because I healed your heart in that area.
Right.
And I gave him peace and let him forgive himself in that area.
That's good.
It was time for him to go.
That's good. That's good.
And I loved it. I loved it because it was a way to dry my tears when God explained it to me like that.
Absolutely.
Because I was selfish. Why would you take him from me after I just got him back?
That's right.
And God had to explain it to me. So being a daughter whose mom always kept the respect for that missing parent, I advocate for fathers.
Right.
Because my son's a father.
That's right.
And it's a lot of evil women out there. If you ain't sleeping with them, yeah, it is. But if you ain't sleeping with them no more, now they want to use your child as a pawn.
Exactly.
You got weak men out there. Don't get it twisted. You have weak men out there. But when they have to fight the mother of their child,
Yes.
it makes it easier for them to walk away.
Yes, it does. It does.
If you don't want me to be a part of this child life, I'm gone then. Because I already got, it's probably weighing too heavy on me anyway. I don't know how to be a dad because I didn't have a dad.
Come on.
And I really don't want to be bothered, but it's something in me that make me love my child. So I'm trying to be a part, but you going to push me away. Okay, bye.
Right.
And then they get with women who can be with a man who don't deal with his kids. See, you can't love mine harder than you love your own.
That's right.
So if you're not a dad to yours, we can't rock, baby.
That's right.
We can't rock, baby. Because if I'm going to be a part of your life, your child going to be a part of my life.
That's right.
You got to be a dad to be with me. And it's a lot of women who say, oh, he ain't going to deal with, if he deal with that baby, that means he dealing with the mama, baby. That ain't how it go. That child was there before you.
That's right.
Be a real woman and accept that child and let that man go on and be a boy by himself.
Yes.
Don't enable that boy.
I love that. I love that.
Wow.
And I think, and the reason why I asked you guys how your relationship is with your father is because it's very important to have a male and a female in the house. You have your mother and you have your father in the house, and I think that's very important because, like you guys said, it made a difference for you. You were healed.
Oh,
Your heart
yeah.
was broken, but it was healed. You see, and then for you, y'all were better from where you sounds like y'all had y'all weren't as close at first, but then now y'all are like best friends. Sounds like, and I think that's important because a lot of people don't understand how important it is to have both in a household.
Right.
You can't just do it. Single parents, I'm sorry, I advocate for y'all all the time. I do. But you gotta have both parents in the household to raise a whole child. Because, and I'm not using the lingo that these kids are saying now, whole child, because that's what's going on.
Oh, yeah, my daughter.
I'm trying not to do that.
You gotta hold this over. Yeah, that's
I
a
have a
child.
child. Yeah. But no, I'm saying to have a human being that is mature and fully functioning, we'll say it that way.
Yeah.
Counseling terms, then you got to have both in the house. Because if not, one is going to be, your child is going to be broken in some area, one way or the other. Whether the parent is deceased, whether the parent is remarried, not there in the house for whatever reason, your child's going to be broken in some kind of way, shape, or form. I know because I've been there too.
But I have to interject there.
No one can really see you or
Good.
hear you.
Good.
So you got to speak loud.
But there are people who have mother and father in the house, and the children go haywire.
But that's the
A
thing
lot of
too.
drugs.
That goes back to what we were talking about, focusing on the right thing.
And always.
So if you're focusing on your children and your family, then your child can be a full functioning human being.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna stop you on that because sometimes a mother and father being in the same household is toxic.
Yes. Come on.
It's toxic, and we stick around for the children, not knowing we harming them more than we helping them because me and mama can have a great relationship when it's just me and mama.
Right.
Me and daddy can have a great relationship when it's just me and daddy. But when them two get together and all they're doing is arguing, fussing, and fighting, and he calling her out her name, and she calling him out his name, and I don't want to get in between, and I don't want to be more on mama's side than I am on daddy's side. So now I'm pulled this way and I'm pulled that way. So now I need to go anywhere to get some peace.
Right.
So I might run to the wrong household and something might happen to me over there. I might gravitate to the wrong friends, and now I'm on drugs. I might do this because I don't want to be in the household where I'm so uncomfortable I can't sleep at night because all they doing is arguing.
Right.
So sometimes it's not always good.
I agree.
Co-parenting is great.
Yes.
We can come to an agreement that we made this child.
Right.
We don't have to get along, but we're going to get along when we're around this child.
Right.
If this child have an event going on, you come with who your significant other is. I'm going to come with whoever my new significant other is. And we here for the child. We ain't here for each other.
That's right.
At a certain age, your mom and daddy don't even got to talk.
Come on, girl.
So, let's just get to this age where you ain't got to call me no more because you got her phone number, his phone number. Let's just get past this stage where you ain't got to ask me, can you come pick them up? All you got to do is show up and say, my baby going with me today.
Right.
It's okay. But a lot of people don't know co-parenting
Right.
is an actual thing.
It is.
Because the word just popped up a couple of years ago about this co-parenting. Mamas felt like if you ain't in the house, oh, that's my child, and I got more. No, baby, you went half on a baby.
That's right.
You went half.
That's right.
So that baby, half his, half yours.
That's right.
Learn to put your pride aside.
Come on. And that's the problem that we have.
That's a big situation.
Heal from your hurt.
Come on.
Heal from your hurt.
Mhm.
Ask God to help you forgive that parent that's not there.
Come on. Yes.
So your child can feel comfortable. If I want to go with daddy for the summer, mama ain't gonna be mad at me when I get back and look me upside my head and be like, you don't been sorry, no good, so and so. And I'm the one buying your shoes. I'm the one that everything you go to, but you gonna go down there with him. Now you got the child guilty for loving their parent.
Amen.
So now they don't even know how to love, because the one person they should have been free to love, you done took that from them.
Preach. Absolutely.
Preach.
So we gotta learn to realize children don't choose their family, but they have a right to be around each one. They have a right to love this one, how they love this one, how they love that one. And it's not fair for me or you to get in the way of their relationship. Because guess what? My daughter and her daddy, their relationship ain't none of my business.
Right.
Ain't none of my business.
And vice versa.
That's right. It ain't none of my business. I'm not gonna get in that relationship. He ain't gonna get in ours.
That's
What
right.
they got going on or what they don't got going on, that's between y'all.
Right.
As long as I focus on what me and her got going on,
That's right.
that's all that matters, baby.
Yes.
That's all that matters. Mama
That's it.
ain't gonna talk about daddy.
Right.
Daddy,
That's
please
right.
don't talk about mom.
Thank you.
Because guess what?
Thank you.
She love me just as hard as she love you.
Right.
And it ain't fair for her to feel guilty
Right.
about loving neither one of us.
That's right. And that's what some of our kids are dealing with, feeling
Yes.
guilty. You know, they don't have the parents in the household the same, together. They feel guilty to go to one house. They feel guilty to go to the other
That's
house.
right.
And then they get in the middle, and like you said, they start doing other things. And that's something that our parents have to be aware of. I think it's important to pay attention to your children's behaviors.
Oh, yeah.
Come
That
on.
brings up an excellent
Watch
point,
your face.
because if your child used to stay in their room all the time and then come out just to eat and then come out, for certain things, and then all of a sudden, oh, bye mom, I'm going out with my friends. Oh, bye mom, I'm going out.
Come on, come on,
So
come
you
on.
went from being,
Extrovert.
yeah.
I mean, an introvert to an extrovert.
So what's going on?
What done grabbed your attention?
What boy is there?
Yeah.
What girl is there?
Come on.
Who is it?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm glad you said that, because I don't know if you ever seen that show 13 Reasons Why.
No, I heard about
Okay.
it. So I heard about it.
Okay, 13 Reasons Why is about a young lady who committed suicide, and she left tapes explaining why she did it,
Right.
explaining who contributed to it.
Right.
The young lady was reaching out for help, but everybody overlooked her ways of reaching out for help. I will tell anybody, when my daughter calls me to let me know mama ain't home and she 18 years old, but mama, I made it home from school. If before she hang up that phone, she don't say, Mom, I love you,
Yeah, something.
something wrong.
That's right.
When I walk in that door at night, or she walk in that door from work and she'll come sit on my bed and say, Mom, how's your day at work? Something wrong.
That's right.
If we don't talk,
Communication.
something wrong.
That's right.
Now, mama got to find out what's going on, but that's because I pay attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
I pay attention. So when one thing is thrown off, baby, I ain't letting it throw off. Now I got to get in there and see, baby, what's going on.
That's right.
You need to talk. You ain't tell me you love me today. Is you mad at me about
That's
something?
right.
Or did somebody say something to you at school? Or what happened? Talk to me now, because I'm here.
I love that.
A lot of us don't pay attention. It's
Right.
small details.
Right.
I gotta hear I love you every day.
Yeah.
I gotta hear how, like when I get home, she gonna say, Mom, how was the radio station? How was your radio interview? If she don't ask me that, baby, what's going on? Come in here and get on my bed. Come lay down. Let's talk. Cause I need to know what's here. You ain't pressure bust pipes. It ain't finna bust you. What's going on? And she'll tell me.
And that's important. You know, even with your conference, I think mental health is a good discussion too.
Yeah, it is.
Because, you know, even though you're not a counselor, but you're a teacher.
Mhm.
So you know there's kids that come to you with the cuts on their wrists.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's some that come in there crying all day. There's some that just sit there like this,
Mhm.
at the floor.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
You know, so I know you've seen it.
Yeah, no, and we have to be careful too. I think especially in our culture, we invalidate our children's feelings.
Come on.
Well, you just a child, that ain't nothing serious, and you're not really going through
Come on.
anything. And so they don't want to come talk to you. So when they come to school, especially when they find a teacher that they think cares about them, it's just unload. You'll be surprised how much it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you're going through all of this, but mom and daddy don't care.
Yeah.
And I understand a lot of times they got a lot going on.
Right.
And they have things that they feel like are bigger issues.
Right.
But don't invalidate their feelings because
Right.
they're not coming to talk to you.
Right.
They don't talk to somebody they feel cares.
Yeah.
Or they're going to go to those lengths like suicide and depression
Yeah.
because they feel like they don't matter.
Yeah.
You have to let your kids know they matter,
That's
what
right.
they're going
Always.
through matters,
Right.
their
Always.
words
That's
matter,
right.
that you're really listening to them. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of times we're just doing stuff. Even as a teacher, like, I'm like, hey, go sit down.
Yeah,
I'm do something right quick,
exactly.
You know what I mean? But you have to be mindful that they remember those things and it matters.
That's right. That's absolutely right. I love that because, again, even as teachers, you know, there's times where you, like you said, you feel like, oh my gosh, like I can't handle this today.
Yeah.
This is a lot. But at the same time, it matters with us.
Right.
Mhm.
In your counseling, it matters with us.
Yeah.
You know,
Always.
it matters in your conference and all of these different events that we do and how we meet people and how
Yes.
we, you know, speak to people.
Yeah.
We have to make sure we are listening.
Mhm.
You know, sometimes I always tell my baby brother that people sometimes will listen with the intention to talk.
Yes. Respond.
Come on now.
And that bothers me because I'm like, I don't like to talk as it is. I guess I have a radio show. I don't really care to talk, you know,
Right.
and that's why I have a different way of like interviewing people because I really don't like the word interview. I like, let's go with the flow.
That's right.
Because that way I can do less talking. And everybody can hear more about y'all because I'm not supposed to be here. You know, it's like
Right.
an invisible wall. This is about y'all.
Mhm.
So my thing is, it should be the same way for our kids.
Mhm.
Put your stuff to the side.
Right.
Listen to your kids and see what is going on, regardless of how old or how young they are, what they've done in life, whatever the case may be, because you never know what real issues they are dealing with,
Mhm.
regardless of their age.
Right.
They're 7 years old. Somebody picked on me at school. That's a real issue to them.
For
That's
them.
right.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna go back even further. I don't remember how old I was when I was in school, right? And one of the kids walked up to me and said, "You're black." I was in all white school,
Okay.
all Caucasian
Okay.
school. I grew up in private schools majority of my life, right? And this kid comes up to me, and another one comes up, and I'm just like, I'm black, okay. So I get a black crayon, and I get a brown crayon, and I'm young. I don't know how I was. What, 5, 4?
You was 5.
5. And I said, well, now you know your colors. Which one is black? Which one is brown? Well, this is brown and this. Okay, so I look, what now? What am I? Because I was offended at that age.
I
by the word
understand.
black.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're not black. They're not white.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a different term. And you don't go around saying certain
That's
things.
right.
And I think that's the same thing with our kids. We have to make sure that, going back to self-esteem, that they know who they are.
That's right.
Because if not, their behaviors will show it.
Mhm.
The way they talk to people, it will show.
Mhm.
The way they deal with their parents, it will show.
That's right.
Their relationships.
That's right.
Every move they make is
Yeah.
surrounded by who they are or
That's
who
right.
they're not.
That's right.
You know, yes, that's very important. So I think it's a beautiful thing that you all were here today to share these things and these issues because we're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
People, you know, there's such a thing as universality in counseling. And which means we're not alone. We're not the only ones going through these issues.
Yeah.
And I feel like as long as our kids are understanding of that, they have that knowledge that
Mhm.
they're not the only ones going through those issues, then maybe we can help save their path
Right.
that they're
Mhm.
going down, you know?
Mhm.
And if we introduce them to God at a young age
Yeah.
and how to have that relationship with Him and not with mommy and God or daddy and God, like, no, it should be you and God,
Right.
you know? As long as they know that,
Mhm.
then we have a chance in our future
Amen.
generations, you know?
Amen.
So I think that the more united we become as a culture
Yeah.
in America, and then also within our subcultures, then the better chance our children can have at being a whole human being.
Amen.
You know, because there's a lot of things going on out there.
Yes, it is.
And if we don't show them, like you said, you went with your kids, you did this with your kids, like you were active in your kids' lives.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was too.
Yeah.
And she told me when I was younger, if you're gonna drink, you're gonna try something, I'm gonna be right here with you.
Same here. Same here. I mean, people
talk about.
they can say what they want to say.
Yeah, I want to see.
But my child ain't finna get out there and smoke their first blunt and it be some acid, some PCP,
Right.
some something, and they throw them crazy.
Right.
If that's what you want to experience, guess what, baby? Come home. Mama used to smoke more weed than a little bit. Now come and let me see what you got to make sure it's real weed. No, I'm just keeping it real. Because I'm not going to put my children in the lion's den and then something major happen with them.
That's right.
Now, it ain't mama saying, okay, go just be a weed head.
Nah.
But if you got that much curiosity that you feel like you're going to do it anyway,
Let me see it.
sit down right there. Let me see how you going to act high.
Right.
Mhm.
And
In the
that's
streets.
what my mother did was she literally took the Bible. We were in Jamaica, I think, when I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
First time, you know, I'm
Yeah.
all excited, you know. We've been overseas before, but they said, well, you're 14 now.
Yeah. You grown. Yeah.
Come on, try some wine, whatever it was. And I was like, well, let me have a pina colada. And she looks at me and she already, you know, making the face.
Yeah.
Oh, you think
Are you trying me now to be over
you
here?
think you're gonna do that? So I looked, I said, hey, oh, this is so pretty. You know, I'm excited. And I take my little sip. I said, oh. And I'm just taking like 5 sips, 6 sips.
I'm good enough.
And she's looking at me with my baby brother, the one who's in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, what does the word say? I said, Mama, not right now. Not right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. Let me enjoy this colada.
Yeah.
So then she takes it. Okay. She takes the cup. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not good. Another one, please. So at this point, I barely even took like, a total of 10 sips. Before you know, she takes the cup. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, she's right. You know, it's nothing fun about it. This rum tastes good though. You know, so I'm battling the flesh, you know, and the spiritual man. Because I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I shouldn't have nothing to taint my purity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want to put nothing in my pure body that's gonna mess me up in the long run. Because that's really what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And so, funny story. So I tried it. Every time we went overseas, I was still trying something.
Yeah.
I was like, can I just have a blue Hawaiian screwdriver? Let me have some vodka. And I would just take one sip, put it back, one sip. And then I hit about 19. And I was like, why am I doing this? And she's still with me, right? Still with the Bible, still saying the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, why do people do this? This is disgusting. Like, I don't see the point. Like, you have to take millions of drinks to like it, obviously. Never got drunk, never did any of those things. But the point is the fact that it wasn't something I needed to be doing. Because if I'm going to be a virgin and stay pure, I need to do it 100% or don't do it at all.
And you got to keep your mind
Yes.
at a certain place
Uh-huh.
because you get intoxicated.
Yes.
You can put yourself in the wrong situation.
Yes.
And even though you may want to stay a virgin,
Right.
that drink gonna make you say,
Come on.
I'm gonna
Yes.
go ahead and do this. Like real talk.
That's right.
You know,
It's the
and
altering of the mind.
that's
It
right.
talks about that. We're not supposed to do that.
That's right. That's right. And like my daughter finna go to Prairie View. I was talking about this on my way here on live. I let my daughter know cocaine is a white powdery substance. Molly looks like this. Crack look like this. They got a new drug out that look like a Sour Patch Kid.
Yes.
Don't you let nobody fix you a drink. Don't you let nobody buy you a drink. You don't leave your drink. You don't go to sleep in your room. If your roommate got boys in there, you leave, go to your car and sit. Babe, if anything happened and you're in a compromised position, push that number on your phone that's going to call mama, leave it on speaker, I'm going to find you.
Come on.
I'm going to find you. If I got to put 911 and we track your phone, I'm going to find you.
That's right.
I'm giving her game.
That's right.
I'm giving her game because she's finna go in the world.
Yeah.
I can't stop what's finna happen in her life,
No more old hands.
but I can give her game.
That's right.
Don't let nobody say, oh, well,
Everybody in college is smoking. Let me roll your blunt. They put something up in there that's gonna have you crazy.
Crazy.
When everybody's snorting coke, just hit this little line. No, baby, it can bust your heart. Let's pop this Molly. No, baby, because it'll take you up here. You might not come back down from there. Come on, let's get on this X pill. You might roll and can't stop rolling. Come on, somebody. I'm trying to tell you. I keep it real to 100 with mine. The world ain't gonna introduce you to nothing that I ain't already told you about. Because you ain't walking into no water that you can't swim in.
And it will happen in college.
You see what I'm saying? And my baby is she never had a fight in her life. She's very naive, even though she grew up in a household with 4 or 5 brothers.
Right.
My 2, I have my stepsons and my nephews, so about 6 brothers. She was the only girl, but she's very naive.
Right.
She's very
protected,
afraid to stand up for herself.
Oh, I've been there.
You know what I'm saying?
24.
And like I told her, you want me to let you go here
Right.
and go there.
Yeah.
But baby, if you can't stand up for yourself, what if that little boy get you cornered and he rubbing on that little area down there? What you gonna do? You gonna be scared and just be sitting there taking it?
Right.
No, baby, I need you to know what you gotta need, that you need him and you
That's
don't
right.
punch him and you get up out of there.
That's right.
I gotta know this, because now you going in the world where I can't get to you
That's right.
like that.
Right.
So I can't let you,
I love that.
I'm not gonna shelter you and say, no, you can't go to no graduation party.
Right.
But baby, I need the address.
That's
I need to know who gonna be there.
Give me a number when you're free.
That's all I'm trying to tell you, baby. I got them already up in this phone. If I need to get in contact with you and you don't answer that phone, I'm on the road. And when I pop up on you, don't be mad because you should have answered that phone. Let me know you was all right.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying? So I equip a lot of people saying, you open her, you expose her to too much, baby. I'm exposing her to the real.
So that you won't do it, somebody else will.
And they gonna make her think it's good.
Right.
My people perish from a lack of
And
knowledge.
so before we close out, I want you guys to remind us of the date. So your upcoming event is
I don't have a date yet because I had to change it.
Okay.
But it's called Keep Moving Ministries. It will be at Harvest Time Church. I'll get you the information so you can put it out there for everybody. Like her, I am a co-author. I have a book called His Grace is Sufficient, and I want to bless you with that book. It's different testimonies of women and men telling you how God's grace is sufficient no matter what mess you've been in. He turned your mess into a message. So you have to accept your flaws, accept your mistakes, accept everything you've been through, forgive yourself, ask God to forgive you, forgive those who hurt you, and watch the message that come from it all. And it's all because His grace is sufficient. The name of my ministry is Keep Moving Ministries. I have a website, keepmovingministries.com. You can email me at Minister Evie at keepmovingministries.com. I'm here to help women. I help men as well, but I'm more geared to women because us as women, we get broke down a little harder. We wear stuff on our shoulders a little longer. So once we got to get rebuilt all the way back up. So that's what I'm here for. So if you need to reach out to me, I got a Facebook page called Keep Moving Ministries, website. I don't know I just changed my ministry number, so I don't have it by heart. But reach out to me and I'll be there. And I thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, tell us
So the Purpose and Purity Conference will be October the 27th from 9:30 to 2 at the United Way Community Resource Center. It's for girls ages 7 to 16. Registration is not open yet. Early registration opens on July 1st. But you can go to purposeandpurityconference.com to sign up for our email list so you'll get all the notifications when registration opens. And there'll be a discount if you register early.
Oh, yeah.
Amen.
I love it. And then your Facebook information, what was it?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Nia Danielle.
Perfect. DANIEEL.
DANIEL.
There we go. Just want to make sure everybody's ready. Write it down, okay? So, any last motivational words you'd like to give to the parents or youth that are out there listening?
I always just encourage parents to make sure that your kids have a relationship with God. We've talked a lot about a lot of different things, but no matter what happens, if they have a relationship with God, that's what they'll be able to come back to. So make sure that that's your focus. Yeah, we can talk about drugs, tattoos, and all those things, but what's going to keep them through all of that as they have to make all those decisions is their relationship with God.
Amen.
And I just want to let you know that no matter what you have been through, know that it's not your end all.
That's
Know that your story is not finished there. And if you are not a virgin, you can become a virgin again. Rededicate your life to God. Stop sleeping around. Ask God to fulfill your every pleasure, your every lust, your every need. Once you get a relationship with God, your appetite for the things of the world will change. He will keep you in the times where your flesh may want to rise. But again, it goes back to what this beautiful, blessed woman said, a relationship with God. Outside of church, outside of work, outside of wherever, it's that one-on-one time when you laying in that bed and you may be yearning the touch of a man. Ask God to touch you.
Amen.
And He will. When you learning that, when you yearning for that companionship, ask God to give you that, because He said, "I'll never leave you nor forsake you," so you're never alone. So He's always there. You just gotta let Him know. Hold on to what you have, because God gave it to you and it's precious in His sight. Purity has a purpose behind it.
Yes, it does.
And when you stay pure, the purpose that God has in your life will give Him so much glory, because that's what we're here for. We're here to glorify God.
That's right.
And it will show so much glory, and it will show how God has a keeping power.
Yes, He does. Amen.
Because even when you don't keep yourself, God will keep you.
Yes.
So speak to God, commune with God, keep it real and 100 with God, and God will keep you.
I love that.
Amen.
And like my ministry say, always keep moving.
So right now we are going to transition into some smooth sounds, and then I will be right back in about 5-10 minutes. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed what we had today. Thank you for chiming in.